Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Confirm if you can hear me, please. Please confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can hear me. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone who is live with us right now. Um, who is here? Who is here? Who is here? Who is here? Okay. Obasoje Salvation says it's another session of enlightenment. Yes, of course. Welcome to another session of enlightenment. I think we can start like that. Daniela said it's another day to learn a lot. Of course, it's the last day. Today is the last day. It's the third day of this conference. And of course, we are definitely going to learn a whole lot today. It's going to be another dimension today. Okay. Mabel is excited. She says day 3. You are welcome, Mabel. You are welcome. Definitely, today is going to be an amazing session. Daniela, you can hear me. Awesome. Thank you. Evelyn Gulus, you can hear me very loud and clear. Thank you for joining today's session again. Please just keep sending in your favorite emojis. Hit up the whole place. Burn down the studio if you can. Of course, don't burn our studio, but just do something to let us know that you are excited to be here yet again. We are excited to host this conference up to this time. It's the third day and we are so excited. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm so sorry for that break. Please confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can hear me now, loud and clear. There was a glitch and I had to go off a bit. Confirm if you can hear me, please. Confirm if you can hear me, everyone. Welcome to the third day of our conference. We are excited to have you here. We're excited to have you here. Please just let us know if you are here for the first time, second time, or the third time. If you've been here since day 1, of course, just write day 1, day 2, day 3. If you've been here just from day 2 and day 3, write day 2 and day 3. And if this is your first time, of course, you are welcome. Just write day 3. Let us know if this is your first, second, or third time for joining us in this conference. We are excited to have you with us. I can't see the excitement, though. I can't see the excitement, guys. I can't see the excitement. Who is excited to be here? I can't see your comments yet. Send in your comments. Let us know. Have you been here since day 1, day 2, or day 3? How long have you been with us? Okay, Betty says she has been here since day 1. Awesome. That's amazing. I'm glad you have been here since day 1. That means the whole knowledge is filled. You are filled with so much knowledge right now. Elijah James says day 1, 2, 3. Awesome. That's amazing. I'm glad you have been here with us for so long. Also, if you can, just please write and tell us where you are connecting from. Let us know where you're connecting from once again. Even if you've done that before, of course, please just introduce yourself once again. Mabel Taiwo says her third time. Amazing. Thank you for being with us for the third time. It's been such an amazing experience. I must confess. I've learned so much. I wish I knew some of the things I've learned within the space of the past 2 days. I wish I knew some of them since like 2 years ago when I left school. I know I wouldn't be where I am now, but of course, it's never too late to gain knowledge. Now that I have the knowledge, I know that I'm going to be doing so much more. and I'm excited that you also will be doing so much more. Betty connecting from Edo State. That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you can, please just write out to those of us that have been here since day one. Write out what has stood out for you since the 3 days, or 2 days per se. Yeah. Write out what has stood out for you. Tell us what has stood out for you. What is one thing our past speakers have spoken about that has transformed your life, that you will be implementing in your life going forward? Just let us know what that is. We love to get feedback. It helps us know that we are actually doing something amazing here. We are doing something productive here. Just give us feedback. Give us feedback if you can, please. Give us feedback. Let us know what we are doing. Let us know if we have been making impact. Of course, I know we have been making impact, but it will help us to know how that impact has been made. Please let us know. Please let us know. Send in your comments. Send in your comments. Tell us what has stood out for you. Let us know what has stood out for you, please. Let us know what has stood out for you. Also, please invite your friends, everyone that ought to be here. Invite them. Evelyn Bulu said she came day 2 and 3. Watch that of day 1 after the meeting because of network issues. It's your intentionality for me. I'm excited that you even went back to watch again. Elijah James from Kogi State. Awesome, awesome. So the replay is there, of course. I'm excited that someone like Evelyn had to go back to watch. If you've not gone back to watch, if you've missed it and you didn't go back to watch what was said on the first and second days, please go back. You would really, really love it. It will help you a lot. Evelyn Bulus connecting from Abuja. You are welcome, Evelyn. You are welcome, Evelyn. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Excited to be here. We are excited. We are excited. Please go and invite everyone that needs to be here. Your friends that were in day 1 but couldn't join day 2. This is the 3rd day. They don't want to miss it. Those that were in day 2 and are not here right now, you sure know that they don't want to miss this session, today's session. They don't want to miss today's session. So please try your best. Go and welcome them. Tell them to join in as soon as possible, because we are going to be taking flight very soon. As soon as our speaker comes in, we are taking flight, and I promise you, today's speakers are a top-notch higher. We are going a step higher. In fact, we are not going a step higher. We are going several steps higher. So if you stopped at just day 2, I don't know, maybe what you really need to change your life is in day 3. And if you miss day 3, it's going to be a problem now. So Esosa say whoosh, tonight is going to be an experience. Of course, it's going to be an experience. Daniela Usipiton says, make good use of opportunities. Yes, I'm sure that's what you learned from the past 2 days. Make good use of opportunities. And of course, this is an opportunity we are having now. Are you making good use of the opportunity we are having now? A very good question to ask. Are you making good use of the opportunity you have now? A very good question to ask. If you ask me, one way to make good use of this opportunity is by what I said earlier. Go and welcome all that need to be here. You don't want to be winning alone. You don't want to go far alone. Call all your friends. They have to be here. They have to be here. They have to be here. Who else? I can't see the comments, so please keep your comments coming in. Keep the comments coming in. Keep the comments coming in. Yes, Betty says, one word that kept ringing in my ears throughout today was what Ma'am Frida said about passion. He said passion is discipline. Showing up whether I like it or not is a must. Definitely, showing up whether you like it or not is a must. Is a must. That's what passion is all about. Passion is not about you doing it when you feel like it. No. There are times you definitely wouldn't feel like it. So it's discipline. It's you telling yourself, I will do this regardless. Whether I feel like it or not, I will do it regardless. Thank you for that awesome feedback, Betty. So we are going to be going straight in, and in just a minute, we are going to be moving to the next level. So what I want you to do is we're just going to be taking 1 minute break, and within that 1 minute break, you should go bring everybody that needs to be here. So for the next 1 minute, this is 7:16. By 7:17, tops 7:18, We are going to be right back. Please don't touch that dial. Ensure you are here with us. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, how are we doing? Beautiful evening to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining in today. And as we usually would say, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. I feel so, I don't know if it's excited, right? But I feel so elated that at the impact and the level of engagement of this conference thus far. Right, and I want to say a very big congratulations to you, the participants. Thank you so much. I mean, you're a huge success. You're a huge success part of of this conference. So before I go into all of that, right, I'm getting so emotional right now. Like, oh, this is ending. We're ending this. Our first speaker for today is in the studio already, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You don't want to know who is in the studio right now. Let me see in the comment section. Do you want to know who is in the session? Let me see how excited you are about hearing from the first speaker today, or about hearing from today's speaker. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, because I am not getting any response. I came up, people did not tell me welcome. Did not tell me thank you for organizing the program. It is well, oh. All of you, your head is just hot and concerned about what you're going to learn. I'm seeing all the feedback, all the learnings, but I need to know, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So, like I said, our speaker is already here. He's already here. Um, ah, this network issues. We had a whole lot of network glitch yesterday, but we cast and bind. Do you understand? We cast and bind, because if we're doing something that's not important now, but we'll be catching, the network will be stable. But we have a stable network. Yes. Thank you, Nathan. You said you can hear me. We have a stable network. So we're bringing up our speaker right away. He's already in the studio. He's already in the studio. I mean, I can't wait to hear his story, hear how, how he's done what he's done, his achievement thus far, how he began his journey from the university down to where he is right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I welcome our speaker, while we are welcoming our speakers, I want to see your excitement in the chat. And while we're doing that, his bio is going to be playing. Listen and appreciate, and just let him see, let him feel your energy in the chat room. Just immediately after the bio, he will be coming up. So over to our moderator. Let's get to see the bio
Tosin
of
Oluwafemi, popularly known as Hot Plate, is a seasoned digital media and communications strategist, passionate about helping brands achieve relevance, tell better stories, and maximize return on investments globally. As the founder of Hot Plate Nigeria Media, a leading media entertainment and lifestyle brand he launched as an undergraduate, Tosin has established himself as a dynamic force in the digital media landscape. He holds a degree in industrial physics from the University of Benin, Edo State. Previously, Tosin served as Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Edo State on Communications, where he also held the role of Director of Digital Communications at the Edo Communications Office. In this capacity, he was instrumental in shaping the state's digital strategy and spearheading key initiatives during his tenure, which ended in November 2024. Tosin has provided consulting services for GIZ Germany and the International Organization for Migration, advising on digital media strategies for development projects and communications campaigns. Additionally, he mentors small and medium-sized enterprises through the Edo Jobs Business Digitalization Program sponsored by the International Organization for Migration, where he helps entrepreneurs leverage digital tools to grow their businesses and stay competitive. With vast experience in public relations, content creation and strategy, social media marketing, brand strategy, and events promotion, Tosin has led high-impact campaigns for brands, state governments, and multinationals across various sectors. His notable projects include campaigns for the Benin City Mall, Enina Theatre Festival, Edo State at 30, Alagodaro Youth Concert, Edo International Film Festival, and the Edo Innovates Tech Conference. Tosin is deeply committed to a personal development lifestyle, digital literacy, and advocating for global relevance through diligence and excellence. As a Christian, he champions the empowerment of individuals and brands to succeed in the digital age, guided by his values of hard work, integrity, and innovation.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Tosin.
Yeah. So I'd assume that everyone can hear me. I would assume that everyone can hear me. Please, if you know you can hear me, you could just in the chat room, you could just maybe put up something that would make me know that you can hear me. Okay, okay. First off, I would. It's actually. I'm thrilled to be. I'm really excited to be here. We'll start by talking about the organizers of this event, the media team, the organizer herself, the convener of this very impactful idea. I told her earlier today that this is more like a canvas, and the speakers have been painting really nice pictures, vivid pictures on the canvas of this event, and I'm privileged to be part of the people that would actually make this at the climax of this outing. So kudos to the team and everybody. If you know you've been here from day one to day three, you should clap for yourself, because most of us, when we're on campus, we didn't really have most of these opportunities, or we're not exposed to it as much as you are right now. So it's a privilege for those that are listening, and even for myself, because to me, we are gisting today. I just want to come and talk to you, use my own life story to give you insight on some things. Most things I'll be talking about are what you know, but there are some things we know, but we may not just be very conscious of it. It happens when you see someone explain a concept and be like, I know this thing, I understand. Maybe when they paint a scenario that you know, so I'll just be using my own life and my stories, most of my experiences, both the fun, the painful, and even the ones that I actually ask God, you should say that you create me. So you get, so we'll just be gisting, and I'll tell you a story, Then from that story, I will bring out points. But before we continue, if you've been on this live stream for the past 3 days, I noticed something. Sorry, it's my profession. I'm a storyteller. Like they said, I've worked with different persons, and to me, I just want to tell stories, listen to people's stories. But most of you guys have been on this live for the past 3 days, and I can tell that a lot of you guys have still not subscribed. Why? You get, so if you know you've not subscribed to this channel, you should. You should, because aside these 3 days, more content will be put on this platform, more events will be held, and you want to be the first person to know about it. So please, if you are not subscribed, you should subscribe and turn on the notification. It's not my channel, so but I know that this is value packed. So let's dive into it. Like they said, I'm Tosin Oluwafemi, and my friends, a lot of persons, my family, in terms of both my personal, my nuclear family, and my online community, most of them call me Hot Plates. And I know most of you that maybe this is the first time you're getting to know me. You say, which one be Hot Plate again? Some people have teased me, they've called me gas cooker, hot iron, cold plate. Why? Why would you choose Hot Plate of all names? That's where the story comes in. So I think way back in 2011, that's when I actually fell in love with anything media, like social media. Then people used to mode to go and all those things. To go, Opera Mini. You see a Barcelona version of Opera Mini, to go 5-in-1 to go. You know how it is now, from novice to professional. You put on your to go and leave it there. We were the ones that were creating those things. Then I fell in love with it in 2011. I thought I was very good at it. I was writing all the codes until I met someone at one of my church members' shop. He was into this printing and photocopying. Told me I just did form. I know how to blog. Until the guy showed me his own blog, and I saw that this guy don't pass me. He was in top 2. That was those Waka.mobi before Blogger became very popular, and I was on board. Then I told him, Master, I better put me through now. So from there, 2011, I started learning from the guy who put me through, and a lot of things like that. Moving on, like I said, these names, I'll be mentioning names like this boss now. I said it was a shop I met someone that started teaching me. That was like Brahmo. And so it was my church member. So I used to drum then. I still drum. I love drumming in church. I just did do the church thing they go. So Brahmo drew me close to himself. That's why I met the first person that started putting me through the blogging part. All those games, uploading of games, Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia. For the people, if you know all those games, suppose don't marry by now. You get, so from there, I started doing stuff in Jam class. The same thing. I would create a website. I'll write it on our board in Jam class, solid. Then most people will go and download stuff. We're just doing it. I was not making money from it and everything. Fast forward to 2014, I gained admission into school. It was very funny because I didn't even know. I saw my admission. I saw that I was giving admission on the road. I was crossing one road. When I saw it, I don't give up. And that's where these things started. I came from a very sweet, humble background, humble, very down-to-earth background, and try to get school fees and all those things. Most people, they tell you go for your passion. Some people, we started with passion, but we were passionately hungry. So while we were doing all these things, man, I don't feel like, in as much as I loved it, but when see they find money, you will love it even more. So that's how we started. I started doing it on campus. I know today my topic is talking about how to build your professional connection while on campus. So this is more like a backstory. Some months before I gained admission, my mom told me something. Say we're not too old like that too. So start to learn how to cook. I used to do other domestic chores, even if I did wrong sometimes, but start to learn how to cook. Hey, thank God that's not far from school. So you can't carry food stuff. So I had to now focus on learning how to cook so that it go easy for me. You are following, you could just drop some emojis so that I'll know somebody follow. So that's how I started learning how to cook. That was the first skill set I took to school. So thankfully we got the school fees, and from there, that school fees I still got help because I had one skill set that I didn't like to teach before. I did come out first though, but if you ask me how I got the answer, I don't know the calculation in my head. But there was a time when I wanted to write WAEC. That's when one of my teachers told me, so you may be the smartest in class, but you also need to, I want to be seeing your emojis. So I want to put my phone on my stand so that I'll be seeing your emojis. Say, Tosin, you also need to learn how to teach others. So you can't just be good at this thing, then you can't you know sabi teach them. So I learned how to teach. You get. So that was what helped me. So while my parents were looking for some part of the money, I was doing home lesson to get the other part. And I learned something there because when I started, man, she didn't like me like that. The person I was teaching, but I had to learn how to communicate. I would let her gist me first. That's on that in communication. I learned that one. I will even give you a quote about communication and soft skills later. So from there, thankfully, I got some money, enter school, and my first skill set, my first in quote professional skill set was how to cook. So I enter, I was squatting with people, food stuff. Now, do you remember my mom told me, Abi? Then that's where I started building my portfolio. So let's start with the cooking. I got into the room. I had one roommate. He didn't know how to cook. His name was Gideon, or his name is Gideon. And what I do is, quite say not sabi cook. If you test the food, it be like kerosene there. Then I'll just tell him, see how they play that time. I'll say, Gideon, how far I want to go class, so you not get food stuff, I'll cook for you. But in quotes, I'd be hungry. You get so I was just doing all those things, but the honest truth was I was hungry, so I needed to, you know, I needed to ginger the guy now so that if I cook for him, make yourself go chop inside. And I'm just giving you an example of trade and barter because I was trying to communicate as well. And from there, many things happened, and I was still doing learning this skill of blogging. Then 200 level, the same school fees issue came up, and this time I had learned better. That same bros that I went to his shop the other time called me on this day, and that day they pursued me from my class. Imagine if you attend, most of you are undergraduates, some of you. Imagine writing a course of 90 questions, maybe for 2 hours, and you are sent out of the class, of the exam hall, and you are called in. Came one, two, I be two something like that. I can't recall, but I know it was physical chemistry objective. They sent me out of the class. 10 minutes to the end of the exam, that's when they told me to come inside to write it. Man, I was really crying outside. I just had myself. They pursue you for school fees for secondary school. They'll still pursue you for school fees again. But thankfully, that evening, someone called me. It was that my bros, and he called me to come to Okada. That he had a doctor that I should come and create a website for him. So imagine I had not learned that skill set before. Now I went to Okada. That was the first time I was mentioning 60,000. It big for my mouth. I was even scared. Big for my mouth. I mentioned it. We split it. I came back to school, did it. He paid me the remaining money. I've counted my first money. That was the first time I now knew that, okay, it's like my village people are not as bad as I think. Oh, from there, I now knew that okay, I could make money. I made my first 60,000, even if I split it with my bros. But so impossible. So I built something. That was like the genesis of my professional career. So I now know that okay, I can make money from this thing. When I got back, that was like in February. In May, that's when I now opened my brand. I had this blog that I've been doing for a year. I was helping students make like if they start asking questions like hot plate. Then I was not up, it was Unibendo there. Please, how can I do this? If I have 55, can I get medicine? You know those kind of questions we asked now as when we as aspirants. You get so I would just be answering them. I didn't know how to make money from it. But now I had to now change. Like, guy, I need money, oh, and I've made money. So I've been exposed to a new mentality and a new dimension. So that's where I now say, okay, let me create something psychologically. If I use a normal name, go hard. Let's use something funny. Hot plate. I was in hot three squatting. I was squatting between hot three and hot four. So let's use hot plate. You know what hot plate means now. And before I do anything, I always ask myself if people ask me why, what will I tell them? So I said, okay, hot plate, hot, trendy. If you say person they hot, it means they or something they hot. They trending plate, how you serve it. So trendy, spicy gist on a platter of gold. That's the answer I gave myself. But I wanted it to be that if someone calls hot plate, you must look back. Hot plate, are you serious? You get so that was the idea behind it, and that's how a lot of things started. Then in my time, this part is now about mentorship. In my time, I'm going somewhere. When we get to the end, I would now explain why I told you this story. In my time, there was a very popular publicist, and he happened to be the SGPRO. His name is Political Animal. His real name is Gordon Okafor. It was very popular. If you enter class or night class, you must laugh. He has a way of doing this thing. And because I knew that I wanted to be big on campus and outside campus, but then to be big on campus, I was in 200 level. This guy was my friend in jam class, or not my friend, was also in the same jam club, but I didn't really care. We were laughing at him then because it's funny. He just got there. So I had to meet him. That night I slept. He left me there. I slept on his bunk. I forgot myself there. He left me there for 90 this thing. Then he was my first mentor on campus because he knew what to do and how to do it. He was the one that was not telling me do this. He was the one that told me to sub my first 1,000 naira sub. You will not die. Come in there, they give me 1,000 naira per week. I'll use that to do sub. I want to chop. He said, you will not die. Do the sub. Because then I used to do 100 naira sub. Glow double your data, campus, this thing, 100 naira. They will now give me 200 MB. I did my first sub. And I didn't die. I'll be another year with you now. So you get so move from there. Political animal was telling me, don't go to event, do this. He was mentoring me, do this one, do this one. I see Shege because he's a very strict person. And from there, we started working with other persons. I worked with the previous PRO, Good News. And because I worked with Good News, I did a good job for him when he did this event. He didn't pay me, he just called all of us out in the auditorium. Come and talk about your brand. And we're happy. My name is Tosin. I'm in Hot Plate. Finish. But we were so happy because in front of auditorium, then they used to pay us with exposure a lot. You get so from there, I worked with him. Then the Crown Prince of Benin needed him to work on something. Then they wanted to do a campus invasion. And the people that worked with him for free, because we did what we wanted to do, but the people he suggested, he recommended to the Crown Prince of Benin. That's the next Oba of Benin Kingdom. And that's how we worked with him closely. Many people mocked us on campus. Now it's in our feed one because we had gatekeepers then, about 7,000 students came to Otuka Park. Mayor came, made sense. That was like what actually solidified most of us as bloggers, influencers on campus, and our price. Let me tell you one funny thing. One of the first money I made on campus, Political Animal gave me 2,000 naira. I did publicity for 1 week on campus for 2,000 naira. I was going through all the rooms in North 3. 2,000 naira. I was publicizing packaged melon. You get, but that was part of the story, and it actually gave me personal publicity, So moving on, Political Animal kept doing what he was doing, and this is where the professionalism on campus. Now, let me now start talking about how I went outside. Now, I've worked with the Crown Prince. We've done some things. I've seen, because we went outside for meetings most times. We go to Airport Road, so I started going outside and all those things. We did another campaign. Most of the speakers there, I knew them from that campaign. My paddy app, they brought Alex Unusual from BB Nigeria. Then we did a campaign, did photo shoots. In talk, I was still on campus. Then all of us take pictures together and all those things. And I met one boss there, Mr. Mark. I'm going somewhere with that one. And from there, many issues there. We're still drinking Gary. We still drink Gary sometimes. So you get, and there's this scenario, this mentality related now. If you have money in your account and you are drinking Gary, and someone walks in, you say, "Come and join me." After all, I get money, and me just want to drink Gary. But if if you are hungry and you don't have money, you are drinking Gary, someone enters, you hide them. The same Gary, but different mentality. You get, so that's different between then and now. So that's just on the lighter note. So from there, I worked with other persons, and that's in Mr. Mark that I worked with on campus in 2018. I was now leaving school. Then someone called me. You were recommended for a project and this and this and this. I went. This one is now outside campus. I was still on campus. I'm still in Ekosudi now. I went there and I saw the man. I came late, and I said, not necessarily late, but I didn't know the place. So, but I entered like a few minutes after they started. I came, "Oh yeah, you explain this thing." I just explained freely. I didn't know that I'd read a lot, and then it's like, you really want to teach this person. So we laughed over it, and from there I started working with someone that was an SSA. This was now Mr. Jacobian. That was like 2019. It was an SSA as at then, and now I don't come up for campus, Abi, and all those things. But we are doing our work dedicated. If he says do this one, we'll do it. Sometimes they will not pay us on time and all those things. And then sometimes imagine leaving Ekosodi to when they were doing all those Alago Daro. That's when I was learning things. Sometimes they're not paying you. Sometimes they'll bounce you out if your boss is not close to you. They don't give you ID card. You'll still be doing sleepless night and a lot of things. And aside this, I was also going for personal development events. That I knew Dr. Eddie, that's why I knew Mr. Andrew and many other places. I was still going while working. Sometimes I was still there broken. So not they do again. God, I know they do again. And I didn't even tell you guys one thing. I love my dad, or my dad loves me. You get. But then I'll go and show him the blogs I used to create. Daddy, see what I did. Look at it. I don't see anything here. But it was not his fault. You get. Now they be boomer now. You know that they are set. So just like most of you now, you look at kids talking with AI and you're surprised. Why you just sit down and talk to AI? Are you crazy? That's how it was to just be pressing your phone back then. But when I made that first month and I paid my school fees and I called him, Daddy, don't worry, I paid my school fees. When I got home the next week, it was one that sat me there and said, hey, come, this hot plate that you are talking about, what is it about? You get so that on the wayside, I worked with Jacobian. From there, I started seeing other people like Mrs. Uki. Then one of my friend did is a makeup artist. He attempted this Guinness World Record for the longest makeup marathon. Then Mrs. Uki Nebodare came and one of our managers, PR manager, Mr. Shegun, Magical Dumi, they came. I don't learn how to network. I was not really good. Prior to now, I was always featuring her on my blog. Oh. I created hot plates, remember? I was always featuring her on my blog, Woman Crush, this one, any event she does, I do jobs. But I didn't know how to network like that. And when she ended, I said, I'm a hot plate, oh, I'm a freelancer, I'm a this. Mr. Shegun, I'm a this or I'm a that. I was always doing that. That was 2020. And as at that time, my fellowship leader opened a studio. Because I had known her and I was still good, I was drumming for them. I became a brand manager from school. I became a brand manager outside school. And from there, I was still building my photography skills, makeup. Sometimes my students will use my face to do makeup just for fun and all those things. And I was still working with Mr. Jack. And one day, Mr. Shegun just chatted me up. This is where professionalism now starts coming in. Mr. Shegun chatted me up and said, Tosi, come to government house, let's chat. The normal meaning for my mind, in my mind, I was like, so are you all come up for a course? So they go government house, go chat. I'm very sarcastic sometimes. I can be very sarcastic. I almost wanted to tell you, but we are chatting now. But thank God, my village people had left me. It's like I sent them a recharge card the previous week. So I just took my bath and I went to government house. He didn't even talk to me, just said, wait. And I entered and a lot of things happen, negotiations. You will be part of this, you'll be part of this. You have experience on entertainment and lifestyle. The work I had done with the Crown Prince, arts, culture. Now they wanted to do a door at 30. And she said I should be the assistant branding lead to someone else from school. And that's how a lot of things started. You get from there. She asked me, how did you come about plate? But remember, I've been seeing her. I didn't even say one part. Prior to that, like a week to that, I went to another event. Now I was not working so much with Mr. Jack anymore, the SSA. I was just doing some type of things. Another brand contacted us. When I went there, I saw Madam Uki there. I saw Mr. Jack. The governor came for the event. I had not known him then. And I was just working with Mr. Jack once in a while. So what that did as at that point was show these persons that this guy is actually serious with his craft. Because he came here, they invited him here, he was an influencer. They gave me a pack to come. They gave me a pass. So it means this guy independently is still doing something. I was always showing my face at places that were relevant to what I wanted to build. Remember, profession, your profession, forget the professionalism for now. We'll get there. So that's why I met her again. I was always following her up. So I just met her, Mama. This is the event now. A week before I saw her, I went to her office. Mama, I've been following your posts. And it's fire. I saw a lot of fire emoji on the comment of that post the previous week. Oh, really? And I know she likes to snap picture. Have you taken picture today? She said, no, I just take how many pictures. I won't snap with her. She said, okay, I think there's something you will do for me next week. Just come to the office. I still didn't go until Mr. Shegun called me. I will still talk about this one, mentors, coach, and sponsors. I didn't call her. I'm not sure I had a number. Mr. Shegun called me and I went. That's how I started a lot of things. And after that one, we did Vox Pop, we did a lot of things. Then later I got a job at Government House because of my background in the entertainment and the art I've been doing and my recommendation. And I got a job. Then 6 months later, I became an SSA. I'd worked with an SSA some years back on art, culture, and tourism, and also environmental sustainability. The same thing I was doing. I was volunteering as well. I volunteered on campus. I volunteered for one of my classmates. He did this clean Uniben, keep Uniben clean, environmental. So more like they went through my profile and saw what I was doing. I'd worked at an SSA, so I have experience about government. I'd worked on art and culture. Everything accumulated into these things. You get. So my own now is you'll be asking yourself, okay, now you don't tell us everything about yourself. Is there anything your future wife now needs to know? Because we know everything about you. But there's a reason for this. The reason I told you guys is to see the journey and to understand. I didn't tell you many. I told you about the part where I was excused and I was told to go out of the exam hall. That happened a lot when I was in secondary school, and I was always coming out first. Almost always. I only came out second twice, and it was painful. You imagine someone coming out sixth and saying, my dad said if I come out fifth next time, he will buy me a bicycle. You are always coming out first and I didn't buy you anything. But my dad used to tell them to give me fish. And there was one time he gave me wristwatch in his defense. the first three social words that had this thing date. You get so, but it was fun. It was all those experiences are why I'm here right now. All the choices I've made, all the mistakes is the reason I can talk to you now. So now let's talk about the lessons from everything I've been saying. I jotted some lessons down, and that's what I'll now be talking about. You have the background story, you'll be understanding when I talk. First off, the university is your playground. Use it wisely. What do I mean? I made a lot of mistakes. There are some things I posted. If you go, I archived a lot of things from my page. But if you had gone back to when it was still in the Uniben, we were doing Man Crush Monday, Woman Crush this, Throwback Friday, and a lot of things. I sent broadcast. I was in like 1,000 groups then, so it was not easy. I lost a lot of friends. And now you don't deform now. You don't deform. You always squat with us. You don't deform. I was not still from. I was still staying in hostel or anything. But as for to go to events, my friends go they read out the press phone and all those things. Some call me Uniben Firewood. Sometimes it was embarrassing. Forget now, say it funny. Then it was embarrassing because nobody knew me. I had one very good friend, Favor. He was introducing me to his friends. I squatted with two different persons in one room. I squatted with one. He used joke to pursue me. The other one saw me in class, told me to come back. Imagine squatting with two different persons in one room. Imagine how embarrassing it can be. But I did it. You get, and a lot of other things that happened. I was using funny phones. Phone will be say, nah, all those phones you are supposed to be using to talk to oracles, not human beings. You get, but all those things helped me. I was using someone else's Wi-Fi. So if it's online, all those Uniben Wi-Fi, then if it's online, I cannot be online. I'll go to Med Lab because if it's in a Greek, I have to go to another department to go and use it. So sometimes while everybody is sleeping, at that time I want to go browse. But I don't get money for data. I'll be in what do you call that? Medicine. I don't really forget all those things now. I'll be in medicine, so I'll go to law. I'll wait. They'll say you are in session because the guy is using it, the owner, and all those things. But all these things helped me learn a lot of things. I was doing graphics by myself, not now that there's Canva, then be using some really funny apps, graphics, trend videos, and many things, caption. Our English feel not correct and everything. But the university was my playground, and I worked with a lot. Then I told myself, the goals I gave myself, which are another thing, most times we are under ambitious. The goals I gave myself, I achieved them in the first 3 months. I opened hot plates in May. As at August, I'd worked with almost everybody I wanted to work with. I was almost confused. That's one thing. If you are going to a destination rather than a journey, if you get there, you feel confused. Okay, if your dream is not too big. But because it was my playground, thankfully I had people that were like I said, I had a mentor, political animal. I had people that were also motivating me. You can grow bigger than this. Then it was Uniben hot plate. You can grow bigger than you can go outside the state. So I'll still talk about friendship and all those support system. The university is your playground. I did a lot of things. But the only advantage I have over some other persons, it seems like an advantage. But prior to then, I was also confused like some other persons. Like when people say stuff like, know your purpose, pursue your purpose, I'll be confused and pursue your purpose. I don't even know the purpose. How will I pursue what I don't know? They pursue me for village. They say my pursue purpose. I don't know my purpose. Because so, and that's what happens to a lot of us. They tell you some quotes can be generic. It's easier for people that already understand something to decipher what you mean when you say stuff. You get, but sometimes it can just be generic. Some people tell you your friend. When my boss told me before I started professionally working with the government, your colleague is not your friend. And to me, it just looked generic until when I saw Shege, and I knew that yes, your colleague is not your friend. So now if someone says your colleague is not your friend, I'll say deep because I don't see understand. Do you get? So then when I hear some things about pursuing your purpose, I didn't understand. You get? But I just know that I love the media. But media is broad. So imagine someone that does not even know what he loves. That kind of quote can be confusing. But thankfully, I was already in media. You get just like secondary school, you are doing different courses. Then in senior secondary school, you go to sciences. In university, you start doing streamlined courses. In your masters, you will more streamlined. PhD now one tiny bit of that whole stuff you can't do. That's the same thing with purpose and everything. University is your playground. That's the best time to learn anything and to try out anything. You have the minimal course you can do for a bachelor's degree is 4 years. So if you are trying things every year, for example, you can try 4 different things at least. I'm just being generic. You get so, but I'd known that it's media, so it was easy. I was trying different things. Who even care about say whether you make mistake or not? But that's mistake on trying it out. But now, if you don't have some type of soft skills, life will be hard for you. You should jot that one down. It can look generic, but that's the truth. If you don't have some type of soft skills, life will be hard for you. Very hard. How? What do I mean? Like for myself, I like to talk stories because I was in quotes partially bullied when I was young about my body and not to get body. I was always so me I did get words from mouth. I needed to. I not fit fight anyhow, so I needed to. So if you come to school, you are a new student, I will profile you for that first week and know your mistakes so that the next week if you want to attack me, I don't get your own down. So that helped me to know how to talk. But talking and communication are two different things. You get talking and communicating are two different things. I'll tell you about that. When I was working at Lost, a an Hollywood actress came and I couldn't talk. She heard me speak to my friend, and with the way she sounded, it knows her official, a very popular Edo Hollywood actress. You get I knew that okay, this woman nice. So I could have walked up to her, "Ma, I'm your fan." There was that window, but I didn't know what to say. I didn't learn it. I had to go back. That day I was angry. I had to go back and I read about different books, and I read this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. When another actress came some months later, I it quick me to go introduce myself. I do this, and till now most times I can chat them up and I've learnt. But you know the funny thing, I thought I was still good. That was 2020. When I started this job, I went somewhere, professionalism now. I didn't build on it. I went somewhere, I talked to the MD. I forgot that these things are in frequencies. Talk to the MD. I just went there, say, how are you? I'm Tosin Oluwafemi. I work with the man just told me to stop, wrote something on his paper, sent me downstairs. I didn't know why. So when I got downstairs, as I start again, that was the director of shared services and something. I said, slow down now, slow down. I know what I was doing, but I didn't know how to communicate. And he said, what is your name? Imagine you as a manager, you have a staff by you. They ask you that kind of question. What is your name? I said, Tosin, what do you do? Because he asked me, I want faint that day. That's communication. It's a soft skill, but that was one of the hardest moments of my life. You get, but I learned. It's funny now, but that day I went that ground though. You understand? But maybe God made me do it so that I can tell you about it. So a lot of soft skills, like I've been talking about working with this, working with this. A lot of persons worked with these same persons, but some of them now they do the work again. Some are now workers of iniquity, or some of them have transitioned into something better for them. You get, not everybody will be doing media. Some just tried it out, like I said, and they focused on what their strength is. Do you get? But most of these communication skills, honesty, integrity, that's where I want to now start coming to. If you noticed, almost everything I said I did were with people that I knew beforehand. Brahamo from church suggested me for a job. Good News that I worked with suggested me to the crown prince, and they won't do all those things if they know that you're a bad person or you will ruin their reputation. Except they also are bad people and they want to extort the person, so you're a better thief. Now work together. Do you get? But this person suggested me because there were some atom of what they needed, maybe integrity or creativity or even the skill set. You understand? But these things are what most time when they just say how to do this, you just think we want to come start telling you quote. No, there are some basic skill sets you need to know: communications, integrity. When I say integrity, there are some very basic things that most of us do not have, and you want to be big. Where are you? You know, if you even talk. Before, when they ask those questions, I never really liked calling people, where are you? Come start coming. If you tell me you are coming, most time I'll leave you because me, I know say they do them. But when I became a manager, I know how hard it is when you start telling me I'm coming and 10 minutes you're not here and all those things. So I know how frustrating it was when I became a manager. Or before, when you call someone, you just call someone 20 times. Am I police? Call me 2 times, no. But then I would think the person is forming. But now I understand. Imagine I've been talking to you guys for about 20 minutes. If someone calls me, can I take the call? But that's because I'm now here. I now understand that okay, this person can be busy. Do you get? But then I didn't understand. So all these skill set were things I had to learn: communication, humility. I still have someone that said something he didn't know. Just said something casual. But those things are things that will make you see people from a different light. They say, I introduce him, everybody's my bro. See my bro, he say, I'll never be your bro until I get your type of followers. They are not so we don't be mates. Followers. Political animal never had Instagram followers, but see, today I still call him my mentor. You get all these things. People in a higher frequency or in a higher social status, they have the way they see things. Things like excuses. Excuses are just simple lies, flimsy lies. You understand? It's just like what the Bible says: the word was made flesh and dwell among us. We didn't make God fit get man put Jesus within us now because he don't talk things and he knows say Jesus not lose God himself. But you say something. Just imagine you promised me, or I assured the convener that I will be on this project, and today I just move. just give one excuse today, like 5 minutes to. Then, if I see her in public, would I want to see her? Wouldn't I be hiding? So the word is not flesh, and I cannot dwell among you guys. Do you understand? So excuses. If people make excuses to me now, let me paint a simple scenario. When a kid lies to you, you know how funny it sounds. Not to the kid, now big lie, the lie is sweet. But to you, sometimes you will be smiling, aren't you so cute? Which kind of lie? This one, you're the lie. Sometimes you even not beat the picking, you say this your lie to enter. That's how it is when you are lying to someone higher than you, someone more experienced than you. So to you, you feel like what you are saying makes sense, but man, you are speaking Spanish to a Yoruba man. Do you get? So excuses. We think there's no form of excuse you want to give that makes sense. The best thing you should do is to communicate. So if I know I won't be here today, I would have communicated to her maybe 24 hours, so that she would know how to do these things. These are things I started learning as I went ahead, but they are the things you can learn. I'm giving you the shortcut, the very long shortcut. Let me put it that way. There's no shortcut. You get, but I'm making you. Experience may not be the best teacher. You get, there are some things experience will teach you. You may not know how to learn it again or how to implement it. Imagine someone experiencing sentenced to death. I want to use that experience. That will not be experience is the best teacher. Do you get? So there are some things you can learn from people and fast track. I've mentioned how to win friends. I didn't know about it when I was on campus, but Dale Carnegie, how to win friends and influence people, and many other books like that. You get, so the first quote I said was the university is your playground. Try out everything, learn some soft skills, be honest, because these persons, your best friends, the good old days, you hear people like the Obasanjo just talk. Our president, they were talking about he doesn't have classmates. Now your classmates be this now. Those people you hear, they say many people, governor, this is classmates. The way people see you now, it's just like most of my friends, if they mention Tosin, Oluwafemi or Hot Plate, it's the impression I created when we were on campus that they will still have until they see me on TV saying something different. So if you feel you have time to change, most times you don't have time for a second impression. You may have it, but imagine the person I saw on campus that, in quotes, I did like use some funny terms. Yoruba boy where they talk like Benin boy. They lose guard me. I get one guy will lose guard me for campus. Then now they now mention his name. Is that experience I will still have until he proves himself? You get, so now it's your playground, but not use and play anyhow. Just experiment on the skill, not with your integrity. Do you get? So your connection is not necessarily your friend. That's another thing. That's one mistake we make. You just connect is not you having someone's contact. Does he have your own? That's one question. Connect is not you snapping with someone. Does he have the picture? Will he even accept your collaborative post if you post the picture on Instagram? You just snap, you say, I've snapped with Whiskey, I've snapped with this, I've snapped. Does he have it? Do you get? So connection is mutual benefit. This person's know me, just like Madam Uki, I was giving as example. I followed that up. Another person, not just herself, but that one can't be stalking. Not like I was only seeing her every day. For like 3 years before I had something to offer. So I was still growing. Maybe that opportunity she gave me at the end, if she had given me in the first, I would have messed up. I was still making excuses. I didn't have those skill sets. Do you get? So most times, some opportunities, there's one quote, one thought leader, I've forgotten his name, used to say, opportunities will either reveal you as someone that is worthy of that position or expose you as a fraudster, as a fraud. So be careful the opportunity you are looking for. Your connection is not your friend. You get? If not, that's why it's professional connection. You can't give excuses once you start and stay your lane for now. An excuse, like I said, is a lazy way of just lying. Then now there's one thing we should know. From that story I told you, we call 3 set of persons mentors most times. I always try to tell people, we call 3 set. I know my time is, I'm coming to the end of this. We have 3 set of persons that we call mentors, but actually we can break it down to 3. I heard this one from this South African public speaker, like one of the biggest from Africa, Vusi Tebokwayo. Apologies if I didn't get the name right, but Vusi from South Africa is a business leader and top global speaker. He said, you have 3 people. You have a mentor, you have a coach, you have a sponsor, and I will explain. Because you need these persons for professional growth. A mentor is someone that is where you want to be. And the person does not necessarily need to talk to you every day or every time. They know where you want to be. Just like I'm here now. And you tell me, Hot Plate, I want to come and meet you where you are. It's easier for me to describe the place. I'll just say, okay, get to, let's use Benin, for example. I worked in Benin. Stop at Ring Road. From Ring Road, board a bus going to Sapler Road. When you get to Sapler Road, call me. That's a mentor. They know they tell you everything. Just this, that, because they know the blueprints. Do you get? When you get there, they'll tell you the next step to do. Oh, I don't do Ring Road. They are board bus where they go, where they talk Ajip. Do you get my point? That's a mentor. A coach may most likely be the, let me use that analogy. Now, a coach is the driver. If they carry you, go the place. Sometimes you come ask and say, oh, God, you just now, you go say, nah, no worry when I reach the conductor. That's a coach takes you. It's just like some people will say, see Ronaldo, Messi is my idol. Let's assume Messi wants to mentor someone. He not follow you, they go field every day. You'd have to have your own personal coach. Ronaldo has his personal coach, just like Messi. We don't know most of them. Do you get? That's a coach, step-by-step approach. A mentor will just tell you do it like this. So Messi was looking up to Maradona. Maradona will not be training him every day. Or Ronaldinho and Okocha then. Okocha will not be training him every day. We'll just say, if I don't do it like this, don't do it like this. But you need your personal coach. Then a sponsor can be either of these persons or neither of them. And that person has the power, the authority, and that disposition to speak about you in a room of opportunities. And people will listen. So it means that person also has his own level. And that person can be anybody. It can be from the driver to the top of that organization. Someone that can put in a good word for you. So I've broken it down. A mentor, someone that knows the path, just tells you how to go about it. Sometimes we are too ambitious with mentor. You are looking for someone that is far. I want to be pastor. I want to go friend with you. But do you know how many people I have to see before I see him? Would you have that time? Do you get? Mentor. Coach is someone you know you must always see. So you may be paid or something. Sponsor is someone that has seen how good you are. That's where your soft skills come in, your integrity and the rest, because they are putting their name in the line. There's some friends you have, you know you cannot vouch for them. Do you get? Sponsor. That's sponsor. And it can be get, man, oh God, that guy, that man a good man. Oh. There are some people that can do that for you. You get, but you must have shown them these skills, that integrity. You must have grown. So most of the people I've worked with, they are potential sponsors because they know me to an extent. Do you get my point? So coach, like for me now, with the story I told you, Political Animal was my mentor at a point. There's also someone that I also mentored, Honorable Daniel Wadia. Because when I wanted to get the job, I said, I don't like 9 to 5. I don't like this. He just told me something simple and said, Tosin, if someone refers you for a job, go first. If you don't like it, call them and say, man, the job was not done. You just say, I know they go. If she sees something or he sees something related, they won't even, they'll say, the first time I sent to him, he didn't like it. But if you tell them, I went to, but it's not the job I'm looking for. So when they see something similar, they say, okay, maybe this one was exactly not what they are looking for. They can refer you again. I had to learn that from Honorable Danny. He also mentored me. He still mentors me. Then for this case now, Mr. Shegun is the sponsor. Jacobian was a sponsor. Mr. Mark from my Paddy app was the sponsor because he just suggested me, why I work with Mr. Mark. I saved him as Mr. Mark, my Paddy app. He suggested me to Jacobian. Do you get? He's a sponsor, but at a point, it was not a sponsor. It was someone I worked with on a project. Do you get my point? So Mr. Mark was a sponsor, but coach. Political Man was a mentor. He was also my coach because he was on campus with me. Don't do this. You promoted the event. Why should you go? Go and read your books. He was teaching me how to be relevant everywhere you want to go to the event. Someone stay inside your hostel. They watch film. Leave the event. You have done your part. You're a publicist. You are not be hype man when you want the day event. Do you get my point? So these persons, I needed them to, and it's not like it's everything that you will learn from them. Do you get my point? So coach, mentor, sponsor, check around. What have you been doing? What have you been doing on campus? What lies have you been doing? What stuff have you been jeopardizing? I used to say something, you want to work with Netflix, and for now you are promoting pirated movies. How would they ever work with you? You want to work with which other big brand exists? Just like then, you want to work with, as at that time, I already knew that I want to work with this big brand. I want to work with Nollywood stars. I want to work with Stephen Akindele. I'm pirating our music, our videos now, our movies now, and I'm putting them online. How to download Funke Akindele, Buka, Santi Street. Download for free, yeah. Then 5 years later, they will check my profile and see that I was the one who sabotaging her. So look at the big picture first and start moving backwards. Okay, I want to be this. Which kind of mistakes are they make now? Most of you are already putting some stuff. I say things to people. You are building professional stuff. I have commissioners. I have people that view my status. You will say something like, I want to cash cruise. I have more sense than you. Forget the cruise I'm cashing, the memes I'm posting. I have more sense than you. I'm not saying you should not post memes, but memes should be within your confines of your philosophy. Any meme you post, you are posting a meme because it's relatable to you or to your audience. or to one exact person. So you're saying I'm just posting me, I have more sense. And if your meme does not relate to your personality or where you are going, you are the foolish one. Do you get my point? So there are things that can be funny to salary earners. There are things that can be funny to people in relationship. But the moment you start posting things, or you start posting, I'm deleting friends now. Start just delete the contact. Now I'm your friend. Most of us are your friends on your status. But you're always putting negative things. Just use the scissors and cut us. It's even December. Cut a lot of us off. Do you get? So all these things can show how unprofessional you are. You're having new persons. You are blocking this one. You are blocking this one not to view your status. What are you building? You get? So in building all these things, because you are going out now, you are making friends, you are volunteering, like other speakers have been talking about volunteering. You are building a personal brand. Now I'm very comical. I like infusing my speeches with pidgin and everything because I'm talking to humans. Do you get? And I can't go to use vulgar words, and I'm telling myself that I want to be professional or I want to be family friendly. I'm already sabotaging and counterproductive to my own career. Do you get the same thing? So these persons are watching. There are a lot of persons that have not referred me to anything because they are watching. Okay, this first government is done. It's done with this first government. Okay, maybe it's in second. Let's see what he has to offer. Some persons are here watching me not because they want to learn. They may be my bosses. They're just sneaking. Okay, let's see if this guy has learned anything. Do you get? So a lot of persons are silently watching you from your posts, from the people they lose guard. I beg you, don't know if you tell anybody. All those things that they use and watch you. Do you get? So in building these things, the the easiest way to be close to superstars is now that you're on campus. There's some person that I never reach the stage where they go, but there's some person that I will never trust you if you come close to me now because you have the opportunity. Then that doesn't mean I don't make new friends. You get? I met the convener some years ago, not on campus per se. That doesn't mean I won't make new friends. Values will attract, but there's some people that will be my day one. Like Favor that was introducing me to all the CFI people. I won't forget him. The person that squatted me, people that bought me food, the people that bought my t-shirt on campus. Good news, political animal, no matter our differences, but I know that this guy got me. You get? So there are a lot of celebrity. I was talking about Stephen Tucker and the rest. We may not talk every time, but the tendency of that guy seeing me in the future and listening to me and say, I know you ought to play, is easier. Because I know, so you now you feel you're a superstar. There are a lot of other superstars or professionals or presidents in your department and everything that you would need. Because we are talking about outside volunteer, but there are people, your roommates, people that spotted me now. Sure, I told you about two people. One spotted me, one lose guard me. I know both of them. That doesn't mean I'm holding anyone. Now, waiting, you know them. But the first line of judgment I will have for both of them will be different. You have to prove to me that you've changed. Do you get? So a lot of persons forget, as I'm talking about outside, but if you political animal was on campus, good news was on campus. They were the ones that were referring me to the outsiders. So you have a lot of superstars with you. You have a lot of thought leaders, a lot of big people that are potential now. Don't undermine them. Just like you do not want them to undermine you. Not everybody should be your friend. Do you get? But as you are building outside, you are going to volunteer, you are building your personal brand. Remember, most of the people that still repost, most of the people on this platform, there are people that maybe know me from Uniben. I still meet them. I'll go to Chicken Republic, go to some place. I know you. I say Tosin, Uniben. You say, I say, what place? Say, yes, I remember. Oduma Life. I have a lecturer that calls me Oduma Life because he came to an event and I was one that made him enter. My lecturer, he mocked me before your mate has read you are doing hot plate. But I mean, make an enter event. So till today, he called me Oduma Life. Still use my status. Do you get? So on campus, while you are building those external stuff, while the campus is your playground, not play with your soft skills when you not go see hard life. You get? And to create second impression, like I said, it's very hard. So be very intentional about the integrity part, but you can learn and experiment. You get? From your hot place, Uniben, I did not play Nigeria, I was confused with the brand. At the airport, the brand, I was confused, but I'm still growing. To Sinulu Afemi is now different from hot plate and everything. Imagine the funny hot plate on campus has worked with IOM, has worked with GIZ, has interviewed a governor, a sitting governor, worked with a governor. On what basis? From phone, pressing of phone. So anybody can do it. And phone had all the press since 2011, they come now. You get? So it's very possible. And there's one thing, I think I will close with this. I always say it in most of the places I go to. When the first meeting I had with the governor, myself and my colleagues, then he asked us a question. You know, enthusiasm, a young professional, one talk, just like, what does success mean to you? So I was taken aback. What does success mean to you? Team with me first. Not like you don't know it, but now to conceptualize it to one sentence, a problem. And the governor is very chill. He just like, so what does he said, where do you stay? I told him, say, I've done your road. Because I stayed in Second West and Usenu. Say, I've done both of your race. Like, I like you personally. You just tease me. And I say, okay, so what does success mean to you guys? I have to take a step back. And he taught me a lesson. So in anything you want to do, you have the opportunity. I didn't have people that told me what does success mean to you then. Maybe they didn't put it in that way, but this time I tried it, shaping me to be exclusive. What does success mean to you at the end of the day? For me, to inspire people to take action and live their best life, to inspire, to guide, and transform. And when I understood that line, inspire, guide, and transform, it's very progressive. To inspire someone, you must do something exceptional to be inspired. When people are inspired, they want to listen to you. That's why I can now guide you. The reason you are here is because maybe you saw my bio or you read about me. So you're inspired by what I've done with my small life that God gave me that will be big. And you are here now. I'm guiding you as much as I can. Then hopefully, at least one person, by the grace of God, will be transformed by what I've said. So I already know what I'm doing to a large extent. So the same thing with you. What does success mean to you? You have to see it. This may just be basic. So to inspire someone, to guide them, I want to inspire, I inspire with my life, I do another thing for back. It can boomerang and snowball one day. I can't go point for one kind of thing. Imagine people that I look up to and I exposed for fraud or something. In as much as it should not be it should not be cast in stone that I look up to just them, but it will also affect him to an extent. Like, you're my mentor, for God's sake. You not tell me say you do add Babalawo join your own. Imagine after this everything I said now, one day they come bust me, say I bribe my way through. Say I just cook up the story. It will affect how you see things. You'll be skeptical about another speaker in the future that has a similar story. So what does success mean to you? You'll have to ask yourself that question. So that anytime, and remember, you're writing your Wikipedia page. My bio that they read now, maybe a lot of things are not there, but my bio, if I had known in 2011, in 2016, 2020 that I will be speaking, maybe I would have done more things now. Quite a lot of things. Dr. Eddie said something yesterday. He said any opportunity any chances you do not take, you've already lost it 100%. You've lost 100% of what any chances you did not take. So imagine I didn't try, I didn't work with Odumala, they didn't pay us then, but you can't dash us money for the end. And for nothing talk that price. The first work I did for Mortal Guinness, he paid me 20,000. I shocked. I already said 3,000 for 1 week. He paid me 20,000. When I wanted to work with Christ Embassy National, I could not even say the money. Now, as the pastor asked me, so how much will we pay you? I could not say the money. I was not confident. I said, I work with Mortal Guinness, but they pay me 20,000. They say, I will pay you. I said, That's what they do for you. 20,000 was big. Do you get? So, if I had not done that one with Mortal Guinness, if I had not done with Christ Embassy, it was the biggest, it's still one of the biggest events on campus then. 27,000 people came. Event, testimony, and a whole lot of persons. You get all these mistakes, all these moments. I made some, I cried. I was jotting and many times. I still have my diary where I was writing first 5,000 followers and everything. Now it doesn't really matter as much as before. I'll go night class. Maybe the owner of bed don't lie down for bed. I gotta go night class, go the press this thing. You get. So what does success mean to you guys? I think that's how I will be ending today's this thing. And I hope we've learned and see you at the top. Thank you very much.
Wow. No, so I'm not, I don't know if I should start saying, we should start seeing your responses in the chat room right now, because you guys can, I'm short of words. So those of you that have my contacts, you see on my status, some hours back, I said, at this point, I don't even know what to expect from our speakers again. Because day one, I said day one was fire. So in my head, day two was supposed to be thunder, right? That kind of thing, right? They now came. There was fire inside day two, which was yesterday. Those of you who started from Solomon, there was the fire. There was thunder that I talked about, and then I saw the dew effects. Those of you listening to Frida, you would see how calm she was, but she was hitting it. So today I just told myself, no need. I don't want to know whether na brimstone or waiting book join today. But I am so overwhelmed. Like listening to Hot Split story, hearing everything he said. Guys, I need to see your appreciation in the chat. Let me start to see the things you've learned, how this session has been impactful. See, let me tell you people, in my almost 10 years of training, right? corporate and all of that, I have learned something. When I finished training, I could do a training for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah, with top people, right? And then I said, what have you learned? He said it was fantastic. I just know that you've not learned anything. I'm telling you. For me, I just conclude that na lie. You know why? Because there's room for that. So we're going to get to the point where we're going to soon say, oh, describe the conference in one word. And here we can begin to hear words like, oh, amazing. But when we say, what have you learned? You should be able to say one thing. Throughout his session, Tosin was up for almost an hour now. You should be able to say the one thing that you learned, because I won't start the talk now. I've been trying to hold myself back. I said I don't want to speak in my event. I don't want to speak yet. I'm just holding myself back. But you people are pushing me. The reason is because, yes, thank you. Temitayo says your storytelling skill is amazing. And trust me, that could just be it for you, Temitayo. Like the entire conference, this thing you just said could just be the inspiration for you, could just be the thing that you need for where you are going to. Do you understand? And I may not have all the time to go into all of that because our second speaker is already in the studio. But Tosin, you were just amazing. I jotted a whole lot of things. I had a whole lot of write-up. So I'm just going to quickly run through some of the things that Tosin said. Some of you may not understand the things that he has said because you probably are not there yet. And from where you are, your mind cannot fathom what he's saying. But the good thing is that it will be nice if you learn these lessons or if you put this knowledge somewhere in your head. And when you are writing that same situation, it becomes like something that you've seen before. It becomes like a deja vu. So you have Tosin's word, the knowledge he has shared to guide you through that process. See, God help you that you're waiting to make the mistake and learn from your experience. Like he said, sometimes you may not even, the experience may not really teach you. You may not even be there to now narrate the experience. Let me quickly share an experience with you. When Tosin said, when people recommend you for a job, whether you like the job or not, go first. Then come and give them feedback. So I'm sure Tosin will just laugh at me because he will just laugh at what I'm about to say. So yes, the same Madam Uki. So when she was coming, so I told you guys something that came in from day one. I said, yes, I have a whole lot of success to share, but I also have several mistakes. When I call them mistakes, they're not things I regret because I can also see how they have played in who I am. But if I'd known better, I probably would have done better. Now, when Uki was coming into Benin, her mother was my first mentor. So because in fact her mother gave me the platform where everything training that I am doing right now, where it kicked up from. Right? So Career Kickstart was a program that they do for fresh graduates, right? So I think that was 2016. I attended the Career Kickstart program and I met this woman. And when she came, she was one of the facilitators. I was so excited, and I walked up to her like, I want you to be somebody that I can always look up to. She gave me a number and all of that. So when Uki was coming and I realized that Uki was her daughter, she had said something about it. So I told her that I would like to do something with your daughter or with Uki. So she reached out and said, go and tell her that I sent you to her. Right then, she hadn't even brought them Shegun and Co. She just came alone to want to come and start. So at least I get some more sense that time. When I went to her, I did not tell her your mother sent me. I came in my myself, but then of course saying, but I didn't. Sometimes you say certain things to people, you don't give them the opportunity to say yes or no. So the way I would have said that to her, she wouldn't have been able to say no or yes. But I did say to her in a way that you have the opportunity to either say no or yes. But it worked out that she said yes. So I joined them in the First Bank Empowerment Summit that they organized first, that they brought to Boko Abushika. So I was the assistant project coordinator for that project. So my people, I did very well. I managed everything very well. So she now said that I should come and start working with her. I just told myself, Omo, all this 9 to 5 that you come and sit in the office, if you don't come, it's not my thing. Nobody. I beg. Nobody. So I told her, I'm sorry, ma. I have quite a lot I'm doing at the moment. But you can always call me. She said, okay. So guess what, Tosin? So that period, Mr. Upgrade that is coming up now sent me a call for mentors during the NBC Empowerment Summit 2016 that the Coca-Cola did. So I applied for it. I was picked as one of the mentors. Then Uki now also told them to reach out to me to come and join them for the, what's it called? Then they were doing the Emotan estate groundbreaking that Osibanjo had to come. So she told minister, what's her name now, Madam Isoken, that was in charge of housing and everything. So they reached out to me that I should be in the team. I was in the team. And guess the role they gave me. I was the one that was meant to attend to I was in the team for planning, but I was supposed to attend to the vice president when he lands. Do you understand? Trust me, I don't the reason. Omo, you understand? Then, because I did career kickstart before, and then I volunteered for them the next year for free. Before it happen, they don't give me stage, give me topic. Say, so and so person is not around at the moment. Train. That's how my training career started. So they were opening Edo Innovative Hall. They needed me to be there as one of the trainers that had trained the people. And all these events were happening in one day because they wanted the vice president to touch ground with all of them. But me, I'm just one human being. I cannot cut myself into 3. Do you understand? I need to be in these 3 events. Courtesy of Uki. So can't see me wait, no, say there's such a thing called feedback. Right? I went for the meetings for the house planning, for the other one, I went to the training. But another thing you cannot take away from this story, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to inspire young people. So I was excited about the training and then excited about the mentorship where I was going to sit with young people and guide them. More than I was excited about being with the vice president. Do you understand? But this was the mistake. I ought to have gone back to Uki to tell her that these 3 events are clashing. And madam, you have put me in the 3. Therefore, I can only be here. In my head, not be she be organizer. She's supposed not say all the 3 events they clash, and I cannot be in all 3. I didn't give her feedback. Then the person she recommended me to, Madam Isoken, now reached out to her and said, of all the people that came, that particular one that you recommended, that one that you said she's the one that can do it, she didn't show up and then she failed us. Uki felt bad about it. So she now met me at the NBC Mentors, whatever. When I greeted her, she looked at me and said, how would you do that? I recommended you for an event and you didn't go. And I'm like, man, I was here. And she said, you didn't tell me. If you had told me or reminded me that we're in all these 3, there is a way I would have repackaged that you're not showing up to up your profile in the presence of that lady. But I didn't know, so I didn't know what to say to her. So I kept telling her, sorry. What does that mean? She said, it means that for any other event with that lady, if we call your name, she's going to say no. Do you understand? But then people are giving her feedback, like she said, and then I've not really started on this professional waiting call that I teach people now. She was saying to me, if you are giving me feedback, it would have boosted your person in this person's presence, so that next time when you mention your name, she go hold you tight. First, say,
not really you need them.
No, do you understand? But I mean, it was a professional mistake that was made. And it was made. There was nothing that could be done about it. Yes, I went ahead to still keep working with Uki and one of those, once in a while and all of those. But that was a dent to her personality, to her brand, to everything about her, because I did not say that to her. Well,
Communicate.
I just had a whole lot of things that Tosin had said, right? That I could go through over and over again. He said, "Don't joke. Say your joke, your play, your example should be around the personality you are building." So my young mentee that I was supposed to bring in for a job, a first job, that project, GIZ GOPA project, supposed to pay about 350,000, a fresh graduate. So I was the one to recruit for in that organization. Guess why she did not get it? As status, she was always posting nude people, naked people, BF. That was all. I trained herself and the person that I eventually picked, but she was a better person for me in terms of the knowledge. But because of her status, that was all. So some of you don't understand these things, and that's why I said your Gen Z mind will not allow you for Tommy, because if people keep saying it's Gen Z, they should deal with the Gen Z the way we are. Okay, there are some things that will not bend for you. It won't bend for you. So it is the things you have to learn that will stand you out. He said the university is your playground, but while you are playing, don't play with your integrity. While you are playing and making mistakes, don't do that with your integrity, because you would not be able to come back to tell us, so you have changed. We may not know again, because now that personality where we know for university, now that I want to continue, they look you. Guys, this is really, really loaded. I know people will have questions, but like I will always do, I will appeal to Tosin now. Tosin, we will not ask you a question here because we want to continue with the series. Yes. And Mr. Alex is already in the studio, so we can bring him up. I want to continue with the series, right? So, like I've done with other speakers, I'm going to appeal to you. We won't add you to the community now. We have a community. We want to build something with these ones, right?
Okay.
To see that we can have a crop of young people who come out of school prepared. It's not just enough for them to have gone through this conference. Sometimes it's about the implementation, right? The execution of the knowledge that they've learned. So we're creating a community where we can handhold these people through, the journey. And then we now see how we can begin to also expose them to internship and volunteering opportunities that they will do well in. But so that community, we're going to continue. So when we're done with this conference, which is wrapping up today, and then we have set the ground rules for the community, please, if it's okay with you, one of these days we'll bring you into the community, just normal chat and coaching with all of them, right? If that works for you, please.
It will be my pleasure. It will be my pleasure to get that done.
Because I know they will come your inbox where boss. So we would have trained them and put some rules and all of that, rules of engagement, before we now begin to add our speakers to the community to be with them and still guide them through, because of the wealth of experience. I know that some of them really don't want to make those mistakes, but they don't know any better. There's no other person there to guide them. And another thing you really said that I want to hammer on, I said it when Roots came, mentorship. The people you're looking for to mentor you, you're calling names that don't know you. Meanwhile, the person in your class is already doing what you want to do, and that person can be your best mentor. You say no, see finish, no let you know, say this person, now resources. The Lord help you. May you be delivered from the spirit of see finish now.
Now your classmate don't mean say
amen. All of you, let me see amen in the chat room. Amen. Say okay, people say you will not say amen. We'll be here. So thank you so much, Tosin. We're so grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, my
so
pleasure.
We'll be bringing in Mr. Alex. Yes, you can be in the studio with us if you want to. But thank you so much. So thank you. So Mr. Alex will be coming up right about now. We're going to play his bio. And as usual, if you know you're excited to have Dr. Upgrade and you're ready for the upgrade effects, let's see your excitement in the chat room. All right, Daniel, please, can we begin to play? We're bringing up Mr. Upgrade right about now. We're bringing him up. So can we have his bio before he comes up live? Daniel, over to you. Quickly.
Osaye Alex, Dr. Upgrade, is the lead coach at CWCC Resources. His passion is to transform individuals through personal development and upgrade mastery. He lives to make impact in the lives of many, especially the youths, with focus in the area of personal development and harnessing talents to profitable skills. He is a phenomenal and enigmatic trainer and facilitator that has facilitated sessions for Google, Jobberman, Poise Nigeria, MTN Pulse, First Bank, GT Bank, National Youth Service Corps, NYC, Benson Idahosa University, the John Odigi Oyego Service Academy, JUPSA, Edo Jobs, and numerous faith-based organizations, to mention just a few. He is a mentor with the Tony Olumelu Foundation and Access to Success Foundation. He hosts the Let's Talk podcast on WOW FM with over 20 million plays and counting across the world. He also hosts live sessions Friday and Sunday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on YouTube on the channel Mr. Upgrade Global. He is a TEDx speaker and speaks at various engagements nationally and internationally. He is a public transformational speaker with experience in handling personal development and upgrade mastery. Hence, he is known as Mr. Upgrade, the shortest distance between who you are now and who you can become. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to experience the upgrade effect with Dr. Upgrade.
Hi, welcome, Dr. Alex. I don't know.
Great evening, SI. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Sorry, we are bringing you up about 15 minutes, 17 minutes behind normal schedule. Normal network.
No problem, I understand.
Here and there. So thank you so much. You are highly welcome, and the stage is yours at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Okay, can the slides go up so I can begin? Fantastic. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Thank you so very much for being here. I believe you can hear me loud and clear, so we can just move on this conversation. Can you guys hear me loud and clear, so I know that you can hear me, and so I get this conversation going? Just indicate. Okay, yes, great. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. We're talking about leveraging university resources for personal development. By the way, I want to appreciate all the speakers who had showed up for this event since day one. All the people who had come in, all my friends who have come, and most recently today, Health Plate, I was behind stage listening to his conversation with you guys. And like I always tell people, that the proof of learning is practice, right? The proof of learning is practice, and the proof of practice is result. So regardless of what you've been told this 3 days, it's expected that you go back and practice, because if you don't practice, you will not see any kind of result whatsoever, right? So let me get straight into my conversation, because I know I have limited time. So are we talking about leveraging university resources for personal development? Now, we are looking at this from the perspective that you are still in school, or you're about to leave school, but there are some resources in the university system or the university space that you can leverage for your own personal development. Now, those of you who listen to Hot Plates, right? He started out what he's doing now from school, right? And that is very important. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today, how you can leverage university resources for your personal development. I have a few slides I'm going to share with us, and I hope that we're able to follow with the slides. Okay, I can't seem to change the slides from my end. Can you change the slide to slide 2 from your end? Okay. Great. Okay. Okay, so let's begin. I want to be certain that I am following my slides. So don't worry, the slides will be sent to you when we're done. So first things first, follow me closely, right? Personal growth is a journey, right? So when it comes to your personal growth, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take many nights, right? So it's a journey. And on this journey, there are few things that you can do while you're on the journey. Number one, you need to read. You know, for some people, the only reason why they read is because there's an exam for them to do. But that should not be you. You need to read, right? You need to read. There's so many things that you will not know until you read. Very important. So you need to read. Number two, you need to watch movies. Now, for me, movies are not just those things you use for entertainment. Yes, they can be entertaining, but there are a lot of movies that are instructional materials that you can learn from, right? For me, I recommend movies to some people. In fact, when I coach some clients, I recommend movies for them to watch, right? Because they are instructional materials. Now, on your personal growth journey, there's some movies you need to watch, right? I think I'll recommend a few before we leave here. But there are some movies that you need to watch. I'll recommend a few that come off my head to you that you go watch so you can see what I'm talking about. Number three, you need to listen to podcasts. Now, the reason why I say podcast because you may be doing a lot of things during your day, but you can just get your ears plugged in, listening to podcasts, right? That will not distract you. You're listening while you're doing what you're doing. It's also part of your learning. It's also part of your journey. It's also part of your personal growth journey. Listening to podcasts, right? Then another very important part is having intelligent conversations. See, there are some things you learn just by being in the space where they're having intelligent conversations and you just listening, right? So having intelligent conversations have a way it helps you on your personal growth, right? You move on away from that person who is just saying, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. When people are talking, no. Oh, yeah, you are just saying, deep. No. You move on from that kind of person, someone who can actually contribute and participate in intelligent conversations. Now, you cannot have intelligent conversations if you don't read, if you don't listen to podcasts, if you don't watch the right kind of movies. You may not be able to have intelligent conversations because you have nothing to contribute. You just be saying, deep. Mado, you've heard people say that a lot. When they're in a conversation with people and all they can say is Mado, those people are just showing to every other person around there that they don't read, they don't listen to podcasts, they don't watch movies that would help them learn, so they can't contribute to intelligent conversations. Now, another thing that will help your personal growth journey is practice. And I cannot overemphasize this, right? It's not enough for you to learn. For a lot of you right now, you've been learning since day one. You're taking notes. And someone says that the richest place after the graveyard is people's notepad because it's filled with so much information that people don't go back to make use of. And that's why on your personal growth, practice. You don't know if you've truly learned anything until you practice your learning. And that's why I said earlier when I started that your proof of learning is practice, and your proof of practice is result. So your personal growth, that is a journey. You need to read, you need to watch movies, you need to listen to podcasts, you need to have intelligent conversations, and you need to practice. Now let's move on because I want to tell you about something which I call perks, right? But let's move on. Now, the university is the phase, right? We're talking about how to leverage university resources for personal growth. University is the phase. You're either there for 1 year to 4 years, or for 1 year to 5 years, or for 1 year to 7 years, depending on the program that you're doing. But the truth is, even though the university is a phase that comes to an end at some point, it begins with matriculation and ends with convocation, the school of life is about lifelong learning, which means as long as you are alive, you will continue to be learning. That's why it's called lifelong learning. As long as you're alive, you will continue to be learning. So you may have been done with school, but in the school of life, learning continues. In the school of life, you do not graduate. You keep learning. So it's a lifelong learning. So even though university is a phase which you must learn how to maximize that phase, but the school of life, the learning is lifelong. And that's why I always tell people many of the time that it makes no sense to make an A in class and make a D in life. Make an A in class and make an A in life. Don't fail in school and succeed at life. Succeed in school and succeed at life. Are you getting it? Because school is a phase. And you see people who did so well in school and they're not doing so well in life. But that should not be you. You should be able to do well in school and also do well in life. So the university is the phase. Regardless of the phase you are in right now while you're in school, just know it's a phase and it will end. But beyond that phase, you are in life. And in life is lifelong learning. You know, in university, they tell you at a certain time you're going to take tests. At a certain time, you're going to take exams in the university. But for life, life doesn't give you a timetable for exam or test. The test hits you at any time. Are you still here? Life doesn't give you a timetable. The test can hit you at any time. So while you prepare in school, prepare much more for life. Because the phase in school would end, but the phase in life continues. Are we still here? The phase in school would come to an end with convocation, but the phase in life continues. It only ends in death. And from now to death is still a long time, because scripture tells us that with long life will it satisfy you. So from now to death is a long time for you. So death is not coming anytime soon, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Are you still here? Are you following? Is this making sense for you? Just let me know if it's making sense. Put in the comment section, making sense, so I know that you're following me on this. Thank you so much, Peace. Peace Dan Boyi. Thank you for that feedback. Who's okay? My slides are doing me dirty here. Okay, so now we move on to perks. Now, remember we're talking about how to maximize university resources for personal growth. Hey, take it back to perks, please. Whoever is controlling, please take it back to perks. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Now, leveraging university resources for personal growth, it can be done in what I call perks, right? This is how you leverage university resources for personal growth. These are perks. You know, perks normally are additional benefits that come with a thing. So let's say you get a job as an executive director. Some of the perks of being an executive director is that you have an official car with a driver. You get a vacation trip in the year. Those are perks outside of your salary, right? So being in the university, there are some perks that are available to you. And what are those perks? Number one, being in the university offers you people, right? People. The truth is, the number of people you will meet in school, I can assure you, outside of school, you will not meet those kind of people. The number literally. for someone who attends a federal school, for instance, let's say you attended University of Benin, the number of people you have the access to meeting while you're a student in the University of Benin is enormous. But if you don't know how to leverage these resources of people while in school, it's also as bad as not even meeting any of them or not even going to school. You heard about while he was in school, he knew Sidney Talker, right? And many of you know who Sidney Talker is today in the entertainment space on social media. But he was a Uniben student at some point, right? And Hotmate just gave you his own story that how he knew him back then while he was a student. People, one of the perks in the university and as a resource that you can leverage for your personal development is people. And the truth is this, people are not interruptions. People are reasons. People are not interruptions. People are reasons. So you must understand, how do I make the most of the people that I meet in the university? I love what Tostin was saying, Hot Plate. He was saying earlier that, see, it's not just to have people's number. Do they actually have your number? It's not to take selfies with them. Will they post the selfies that you've taken with them? So it's not just enough that you say, oh, I know Esoe, but does Esoe know you? Right? There's some of you now, you've left school, and some of your classmates you never spoke to while in school, but now they're doing well in life, and you're like, oh, that's my classmate. You won't be able to have the same access to that person like you had while you were in school. So make the most of the people that you meet in school. That's one resources that you can leverage for your personal development while you're in school. Remember, school is a phase, right? I always tell people this, that the connections you want to enjoy tomorrow are the relationships with people you are building today. The connections you want to enjoy tomorrow are the relationships with people that you are building today. So if you are not leveraging that opportunity now, you're missing out of your future connection. Haven't you noticed that in the Nigeria political space, many of the people that you see are in power, they are a circle of friends who probably went to school together, whether military school or the university. They were all together at one point before they got into power that they are in now. That's to tell you, at that point while they were in school, they leveraged those resources. So the first thing in our perks are people. You must build quality relationship with people. You must. You must. Never look down on anyone, because you have no idea where they are going. Build relationships, right? Make them feel good about themselves. Show them that you honor, value, and respect them. Because like I said, the connections you want to enjoy tomorrow are the relationships with people that you are building today. Right? The next thing in our perks is exposure. The university would give you exposure. That's the truth. Now, it gives you exposure by the people that they bring into the university, and it also gives you exposure by the people that you meet in the university. In the university, you would see, you would hear, you would experience, you would engage. That's exposure. Are you still here? That is the exposure. There are a lot of people who started out ideas while they were in school because the university gave them that exposure with people. Are you seeing how these things connect? So in the university, you have the exposure to meet people. So when the university invites special guests or bring people in for special events, special programs, that's exposure for you. You're meeting them, you're connecting with them, that's exposure. And then there are other people who are already in the university who are there. That's also exposure. And that you can leverage for your personal development. So another perks of what you can leverage for your personal development as university resource is exposure. The next thing that you can leverage in university for your personal development is you taking responsibility. So you see, with the people and the exposure, it comes down to you taking responsibility. Somebody says, a few of us that are claustrophobic. Oh my God, that's quite interesting. But the truth is this, some of those fears that we have, those phobias and things that we have, they are all learned. They are all learned. Right? You know, let me not even use that analogy. But don't worry, we'll get back to that conversation. See, the university gives you access to people, makes the exposure available for you, but guess what? You have to take the responsibility. You have to take the responsibility to engage with the people and maximize the exposure. So I went to a private school. Shout out to Benson Hausa University, right? Shout out to Papa Hausa. So I went to private school, and in BIU, many times they will bring in amazing personalities. Miles Moreau, Faladuru Toye, Nia Desanya, Steve Harris, all these amazing guys to come talk to the students. Now, that is exposure for the students, but it's up to the students to take responsibility to maximize that exposure. And I said here that the best use of your God-given ability is to take responsibility. So even if you go to Harvard and you don't put to use what I'm telling you right now, it will be no different from you going to College of Education. Are you following me? Even if you went to Harvard and you don't take advantage of the people you meet, you don't take advantage of the people you meet there, you don't take advantage of the exposure it gives you, you don't take responsibility, it will make no difference. It will be as though you went to College of Education in Igoraki, I guess. Yeah. Oh, no, Ekiadolo, College of Education, Ekiadolo, right? It will make no difference. Why? Because there's the responsibility on your part for you to maximize the exposure and for you to maximize the people that the university afford you in its resources. You know, as a student of a university, if you have a certain professor that is revered nationwide and that professor is your lecturer, because you are a student in that university, you have access to that professor. But it is you taking responsibility that will make you go and meet the professor for further consultations. But if you don't take responsibility, it's as good as you don't even have that professor in your environment. So one of the perks for you leveraging university resources for your personal development is you taking responsibility. And I said here that the best use of your God-given ability is responsibility. The K in the perks is knowledge. Is knowledge. And I simply put this as what you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. Let me ask us a question. How many of you here watching this right now, how many of you here know how to code? You may have been hearing of coding, but how many of you actually know how to code? You see, what you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. But the university resources is at your disposal for you to gain knowledge, for you to now know what you don't know. And you know, I tell people this all the time. Assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. And interestingly, a lot of people assume. Let me ask us this question as an aside, right? What is a snack? Who can help me? What is a snack? Tell me, what is a snack? In your mind now, when you hear snack, you'll be thinking, meat pie, egg roll, fish roll, chin chin. What is a snack? Are we still here? What's a snack? Tell me. Who wants to help me? What's a snack? Thank you so much. I see your comments. Love Sparks with Kendra, Timitaya, Oladipo, Basogi Salvation, Peace, Damboyi. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments. So, what's a snack? Tell me, guys. Tell me what's a snack. Let's make this snappy. What's a snack? Who wants to go first? Just tell me quickly in the comment section. What's a snack? I'll wait. Anybody still here? I want to clarify something for you guys. That's why I'm asking for this. What's a snack? My favorite commenters here. Help me. A quick meal. Fantastic. I think this person is going to check it out on internet. Someone said a light meal that can be taken at any time. Fantastic. All these guys are smart guys. Smart guys. You guys want to check it up online. A quick meal to quench hunger. Fantastic. You guys are really smart here. But you see, people would assume they know what a snack is. But this is what the Google definition of snack says. It says a snack is a small amount of food eaten between meals. A small amount of food eaten between meals, which means if you eat small amount of eba, it's a snack because you're eating it between meals. But prior to this time, people will only think that a snack is just meat pie, cake, donuts, hot dog, right? But it's a small amount of food, a small portion of food eaten between meals. That's a snack. So your akpu can be a snack if it's a small portion that you are eating between meals. You know, sometimes when you're preparing your food, you eat some food while you're preparing the main food, right? Let's say you're preparing jollof rice. You can quickly just make small noodles first while you're preparing the jollof rice. At that point, that noodles is a snack because it's a small portion of food. But you see how people assume that snack is only cake, biscuits, hot dog, donuts, meat pie, and all of those things. That's why I tell you that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. So don't assume, get knowledge. Scripture tells us that wisdom is the principal thing. And in all that getting, get understanding. Right? So one of the perks that you can leverage of the university resources for your personal growth is the knowledge that's available to you in the university. The university is the place for research and learning. And in a space where there is research and learning, there's so much amount of knowledge. But guess what? People don't go for knowledge. People don't go for knowledge. I often tell people this, that you can empty your pocket to fill your mind, and your mind will refill your pocket. You can empty your pocket to fill up your mind, and your mind will refill your pocket. Go for knowledge. And the university environment affords you that opportunity to gain knowledge. It's part of the perks of using university resources for your personal growth. Knowledge. And like I say, what you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. And then the S in the perks is service. So remember how we started. We started by talking about people in the university, the exposure you have in university, then the responsibility of taking advantage of the exposure and the people, and then the responsibility of getting knowledge and the responsibility of giving service. So you see, the perks tells you what the school offers in terms of people and exposure, and what you need to do in gaining knowledge and service, which is responsibility. And what is service? This is my personal definition of service from the Upgrade side of life. You'll find it anywhere else, right? It's only me that has this definition. I define service as the giving up of yourself faithfully towards the attainment of a goal without the expectation of reward. The giving up of yourself faithfully towards the attainment of a goal without the expectation of reward. And the university offers you the opportunity for you to be of service. And you also hear Esoe talk about volunteer. You heard Hot Plate Tosin talk about volunteer. That's one way for you to offer service. And Shetty says this, he puts it best, that service is you planting trees on whose shade you do not intend to sit under. So you must become a person of service while you are in that university phase, because that is what will help you to take advantage of the people and the exposure through service. If you look through scripture, Elisha was referred to as the one who poured water in the hands of his master Elijah. Service. So that's the perks for you to leverage university resources for your personal development. There are people, their exposure, you take the responsibility, you gain the knowledge, and you put that knowledge to work through service. Is this making sense? Right? Let me know that it's making sense. Put some fire in the comment section. I love fires a lot. Put some fires in the comment section so I know that this is making sense for you. Now, there are 3 powers in the uni. I'm trying to wrap this up because of time, because I know you guys have been here for a while, and so that you can ask questions though. 3 powers in the uni that I want you to understand. Now, this is not Abido Shaker, right? You know that guy that has many powers, right? This is not Abido Shaker, but there are 3 powers in the university. Number 1, the power of numbers. Number 2, the power of an idea or a goal. And number 3, the power of starting. First off, I'll just run through them briefly. The power of numbers. The number of people you have in university, you don't have that concentrated number of people in any other space. The number of people you have in the university, you don't have that same number of people concentrated in any other space. For instance, in the University of Benin, you may have over 20,000 students, if not even more. In Benin Daousa University, for instance, we have over 4,500 students. That's just a private uni. So imagine a federal uni, you can have over 75,000 students. There is no other place you can have as much numbers concentrated in the same space other than a university. So the power of numbers. I think with the power of numbers, you can tell or do one thing that can reach a lot of people. Those of you who are in University of Benin, don't you realize that there's no week, there's no event taking place in school, and there are different audiences for those events? If you're University of Benin, there's no week that there's no event taking place on campus, and there are different audiences for these events that are happening. Numbers. The same way, if you want to sell a product, there's the numbers that can buy into that product. The power of numbers. The second is the power of an idea. A lot of people started out their ideas or thought out their ideas while they were in school. Hotplate, for instance, the idea started while he was in school. The name and the brand Hotplate started while he was in school. The idea. My friend Andrew Igbeneweka, Andrew Moore, which is what's his brand again? I can't remember the name exactly. He started while he was in school. Many of you will know Andrew. Started while he was in school. So the power of an idea happens when you are in school. And the third power is the power of starting. No other place is easier for you to start out anything like when you are in uni. No other place. No other place. In fact, you have your classmates, you have your faculty mates, you have your fellowship mates. You have that power of starting while you're in uni. And this is how you leverage university resources for your personal development. Someone says the fact I haven't noticed, but it's surprisingly true. It's the truth, guy. Peace. It's the truth. It's the truth. There's no week that event is not happening in University of Benin. No week. And they have different audiences. That's the power of numbers. Remember this, guys. You may not have all the resources, but you must learn to be resourceful. I'll say that again. You may not have all the resources, but you must learn to be resourceful, which means in the university, you don't need to have everything to yourself, but you need to know those people who have the things that you need. My friend Steve Harris will say that it is not what you don't have that limits you, it is what you have that you don't know how to use. But what I want you to know is this. You may not have all the resources. You know, some people will say, oh, I don't have a good phone, so that's why I cannot do vlogging, or that's why I cannot do my short videos, or that's why I cannot do whatever I want to do because I don't have a good phone. But the truth is this. It is not that you don't have a good phone. The truth is you must learn to be resourceful. Who are the people that have good phones that you can lend their phones to do what you have to do? Are you getting this? You may say, oh, I don't have ring light. But do you know someone who has ring light that you can lend the ring light to do what you have to do? You don't need to have all the resources, but you need to learn to be resourceful. You need to learn to be resourceful. That's you leveraging the resources of the university for your personal development. You may say, oh, but I don't have pin mic. But do you know somebody who has a clip mic? Go and request it from the person. Let me borrow it for a while. I will return it back. That's you being resourceful. You may not have all the resources, but you must learn to be resourceful. Now, I'll share with you guys 3 points, and then I'll take your question. Some valuable life lessons for you to know. And I said here, why be ignorant when knowledge is available? Why be ignorant? Which means being ignorant is a choice. Being knowledgeable also is a choice. So why would you want to be ignorant when knowledge is available? Now, 3 valuable life lessons I want to give you guys. Then we'll call this a wrap while I take your questions. Number 1, what you don't start in school, you will start after school. What you don't start in school, you will start after school. You see that idea that you didn't start in school, you will start it after school. You see that business that you did not start in school, you will start it after school. But then you have missed out of the power of numbers, the power of an idea, the power of starting while in school. So what you don't start in school, you will start it after school. Number 2, the experiences from school gives your life a head start. Because you started some things in school, you already have a head start in life by the time you're out of school. So the experiences from school gives your life a head start. So this is why you must start out from school, so you can gain some level of experiences while you're in school. How many of you ever went for industrial training for your program, right? Programs that make you go for seaways, right? You notice that when you go for seaways, you get to have a different exposure to that particular program. So if you didn't go for seaways, you won't have that exposure you had like when you went for seaways. The same way, there are some experiences that school would give you that if you did not start in school, you will not have a head start in life. And the third thing is this: the consequences of failing in school is not as colossal as failing when you are done with school. How many of you know that Mark Zuckerberg started 13 different companies in school before Facebook? 13. But many of you don't know that. Listen to his commencement speech that he gave recently. He talked about it. Right? The consequences of failing in school is not as colossal as failing when you are done with school. You fail in school, you can dust yourself up and start again. But you fail in life, it may take you a while for you to pick up yourself and start again. This is why you must start while you are still in school. Don't wait to say, oh, when I graduate, then I'll start. No. Start before you graduate. I tell people all the time that while you're in school, you must be in school to get certificates and certificates. That is what makes you the complete graduate. You must be in school to get certificates and certificate. Now, certificate is what they give you. They found you worthy in character and learning to be offered a degree. Certificate is what you have gotten through what you've started while in school, through your skills, what you can do, your certificate. And you need both of them. You need both your certificate and you need both your certificate. So guys, let's take questions. I think I'm done here. Thank you so much, guys, for all your feedbacks. I see your comments. Thank you so much, guys. Your comments are amazing. Your comments are amazing. Thank you so very much for being here. So let's take a few questions. Sorry, well done, ma.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. Thank you. This was really power-packed. You know, as you were speaking, I just sat back and I'm like, yes, even you, when you picked the topic, well, I did not. My team sent the topics, right? And the truth is, I couldn't really wrap my head around, you know, how I wanted this particular topic to go. And you've just done justice to this topic. I'm so grateful. Of course, you always deliver. As Mr. Upgrade is up. It's having a taste of the upgrade effect. You would always deliver. Thank you so much. We're so grateful. So, guys, I expect us to already have our questions in the session, right? Can we have questions? If you do not have questions, kindly let us know so that Mr. Upgrade can get into other things. Quite a busy person. Okay, Mr. Alex, I've taught my people. So please, I know that they're expecting me to do that, right? But if you guys don't ask any question, I won't do that because I know that that's what you are waiting for me to do. Obasanjo will now come and tell me, thank you, ma, in the comments anytime soon. You guys don't have questions, no questions to ask. Okay, thank you for upgrading my knowledge, sir. No questions, no. Are you guys saying no question? Is that what we're saying? So if you don't have questions for him, there's no point telling him to join to. Okay. So here's a question. Here's a question. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can see this. Emmanuel is asking, what are some ways to reflect on campus experiences and set goals for the future?
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Tulilokpe, for that question. What are some of the ways to reflect on your campus experiences and set goals for the future? Very simple. Now, you take what has happened to you in campus as feedback, right? You don't use it to make yourself feel worthless or make yourself feel like, oh, you didn't do well and all of that. You just take it as feedback. And with feedback, it gives you room for improvement. They say that the largest room in the world is the room for improvement. So with feedback, you can go and improve yourself, right? So when you take that experience that you had on campus, you use that experience now as hindsight to plan and have foresight for your future. So you said, okay, you start XYZ businesses on campus and it didn't do too well. You've learned what will not work. Because with campus, you already know what will work. If it works in campus, it most likely will work outside of campus because there are people in campus and there are people outside of campus, right? So you can reflect on some of your campus experiences. The ones that didn't do so well for you, it's feedback. The ones that do well, you improve upon and move on as you plan for the future, right? But in any way, don't ever make yourself feel worthless because of some of the experiences you had on campus. It's a phase, and now you are done with that phase, move on to the next, right? Even scripture lets us know that God told Moses at some point, he said, you have dwelled in this mountain long enough. It's time to move on, right? Reflect on the experiences and then take the learnings from them and use that to set your goals for the future. Don't feel bad about any of the experiences that didn't go as you expect in campus, right? Just take the learnings and move on. Thank you so much for that question. Okay, so Peace Dan Boyi says, sir, I just wanted to remind you, the other time you were saying that some of the fears we have are inherited, and you said you did get back to that. Okay, yes, when you say you're claustrophobic. See, the truth is this, whatever fear, the only fears that come natural to you, to a baby, is the fear of falling and the fear of loud noise. Any other fear is a learned fear. It's a learned fear. And if you learn the fear, you can unlearn it. That's how I was going to come back to it. You can unlearn it. Because what's the use of that fear if it's holding you back? And they tell you all the time, do it afraid. What's the worst that can happen? You either win or you learn. You never would lose. That's the truth. You either win or you learn. You will never lose. Like my team this evening, they lost. Manchester United lost 2-3 to Nottingham Forest. That's the learning point for us again. We have dropped some points, but we have learned. Right? So let go of the fears. Unlearn your fears by taking massive actions. Because you have no idea what the result would be until you take action. So yes, thank you so much for that reminder piece, Tamboyi. Reminded of the movies you said you would recommend for us. Well, there are a lot of movies I could recommend. A lot of movies. Okay, let me start with a few ones. Okay, I do a few of Nigerian movies, so I'll start with Abattoir. So you can go watch Abattoir. It's an amazing collection from Mount Zion and Damilola Mike Bamiloye, right? Go watch Abattoir season 1 to 5. Amazing collection. Well, I started with that, and then I'll give you some other American movies you can watch. Go watch The Forge, right? That's an amazing movie too. The Forge, an amazing movie. Then there is go watch Air. This movie on Michael Jordan and Nike. Go watch Air. Then there's this one for this Greece basketballer. I've forgotten the name now. But there are a lot of movies. So just hit me up on WhatsApp. I'll probably tell you some of those movies you can go watch. But those ones I can remember off my head, go watch Air. Go watch Abattoir, right? And which other one can I recommend? Watch those two for starters. Watch those two for starters. It will help.
Oh wow. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Tayo Oladipo. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this enlightening session, Dr. Alex. Like I said, I think you've given a whole lot more than we anticipated for the session. We're so grateful. It's funny to know that your team lost and you're still delivering this much value. We're sorry about that, but thank you so much. We're grateful. Thank you. So now that they've asked question, I will, of course, Dr. Upgrade for a reason. Peace. Yeah, spot on. There's a reason it's called Dr. Upgrade, right? So before Dr. Upgrade leaves, I know he doesn't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to do this. While they're telling you about podcasts and movies and everything that you watch, please go on YouTube channel to check for Dr. Upgrade. Like, follow, and subscribe to his YouTube channel and sit down there and learn. Sit down there and learn. Yes, it's true that some of you may not, as it were, have all the money to pay to have access to these people, but they have resources that you can always have access to, right? So follow, go there and learn. Then for podcast, does a podcast, Let's Talk. Mr. Alex, you're here. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, we have a podcast. Let's Talk podcast with Emmanuel. I think I'll just drop in the comment section. I will just drop the podcast link in the comment section so anybody can take cue from that. Support. I hope I'm right. Though. Yes, so Let's Talk podcast. We have
XDP here, so I think.
Oh, okay, I think I'll send it to you on private chat so you could put it up.
Okay. So yeah, I'll put it up on if we get it now, put it up. So guys, just go and check for this podcast. Now you see that there's something I want you guys to take note of. You see that certain things are repeating themselves. The speakers are coming and they're saying certain things over and over and over again. It's not like they sat down with themselves to discuss what they wanted to talk about, right? So it's not okay. You sent it to me now.
Yes, in the private chat. Yes.
Okay, it's up already. So guys, that's the link. If you can see the comment section, that's the link, right? Go and follow. You never see. You never can tell the one knowledge, right, that will cause the shift for you. You just cannot tell. So by all means, get access to knowledge, as many as you can. I would also encourage you to pay for certain knowledge, pay for certain information, pay to get access to certain persons and all of that, right? So I would appeal to Mr. Alex, right? By the time we have, so like I was saying, I told Sosin the same thing. What we intend to do is a whole lot more beyond just training and leaving and just letting them go. We intend to stay, as many of them that are serious, to build the community and mentor a couple of them into these opportunities. And from time to time, we'll be reaching out to people who are already living that life to also come on the community to drop nuggets or to just handhold them from time to time. So we want to ask if it's okay with you once we're able to settle in the community, put the rules and regulations so that sometimes I know that no matter what we say, we're still also going to have people who are still going to make certain mistakes and may not be able to manage the assets, right? So once we're sure we're able to handle all of that at the back end, if it's okay with you, we can bring you up to the community from time to time to share knowledge with this one. And also, if it's okay with you, for them to have access. Some of them may reach out to you personally, we don't mind. But if that's fine with you, we'd like to.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No problem. We'll make that happen. No problem.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Alex. We are so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for having me.
I'm grateful. All right, sir. So, like I said, it's fine. You can be with us in the studio. Oh, okay. He's left us already. All right, so guys, I thanks again, sir Ornit. Oh, thank you, Sarah Rice. I see you're already following through. I want to know in the chat before we leave, how many of you have gone to his YouTube channel and subscribed already? How many of you have done that? See, I have I don't know if it's a challenge I want to call it. So while I am wrapping up the conference and then to let you guys know what's up next, I have a challenge, and that challenge is it's a good one for me. It's the fact that I get to do a whole lot. Yeah, so from 2018 down to 2021, I was a lot online, doing stuffs online, right? The social the socialpreneur part of me who sees social problem, find a solution was more up, right? The psychotherapist part of me was there online doing a whole lot of counseling, helping people who have gone through emotional and psychological wound move from point A to point B, heal, hold their story. I was doing all of that, right? 2021. 2021, I was offline and I went away from social, not like I went away, but I couldn't post like I used to. 2018 down, I used to have series. I used to have things I do online. I had different what would I call them now? Sessions I used to have. I used to have webinars from time to time. I used to have my female platform where I was every Thursday, every week. I used to have the things, treasure in the trash write-up, letter to a strange child. I had all of those things that I was doing. But from 2021, I couldn't really do all of that anymore because I began to do the bulk of the things I do offline, trainings and all of that. I began to do all of that on offline, and I know a lot of people will say, "Ma, you don't put yourself out there so much like you do, right?" But I'm grateful. While the things we do are not necessarily for show, but the world has become a global village where yes, you have to show, and that's a challenge for me. That's not where I'm going to. So when I do all of these things and then I go out, I speak to people. I have to train people. The other time I was in Abuja to train professors, members of Cardinal Business School, Smidan, and all of that. I had to take them through a training of trainers, how to train people, and all of those things, right? All of those things you don't see online and all of that, right? And when I do all of this, I get to meet people when I go for events. I see a lot of young people who come and say, "Ma, mentor me. Ma, I like you." I usually don't do it. You see that mentorship thing? I don't tell them no. I don't tell them no. So I'm gradually helping you guys see some things about mentorship. Because like I said, by the time we bring in these people, a lot of you will reach out to them, and that's the goal. Reach out to them, learn from them, right? I'm not going to say, "Oh, you came in through my platform." Well, exposing you to people, learn from them, reach out to them. They have resources, pay for their courses, pay for their sessions. But this is it, right? So I have lots of people come and do, "Ma, mentor me. Ma, we like the way we speak. Ma, we like the way you do this. Ma, you know." When I just started that, I used to be moved. by the I want to be like you and all of that. But over time, I no longer am. You know why? When people come and say mentor me, I always give out my number in events. So let me tell you, even if I go and speak somewhere or I go and train, I have 500 people, I would always drop my number. That's not a challenge, but I'll always put a caveat that if you're sending me a message, don't come to my inbox and start saying, hi, hello. We don't have that kind of relationship yet. I don't have a problem being paddies with you, but as it were at that time, we don't have that relationship. So some of you are going to have access to this, but when we put them up, like I said, we're going to set the rules and regulations. When you reach out to them, you're not going to reach out to them to come and start saying, hi, hello, have you eaten? They don't have that time. I can show you my chats now. You will see over 200 and something chats that have not replied. That time is not there. It's not like they don't want to, but it's not there yet. Do you understand? So when you're going to reach out to them, please do well and go straight. Good afternoon, Mr. Alex. My name is Damboyi Peace. I was a participant of the Beyond Schooling Conference where you taught on this, that. It allows for easy response rather than you send a message, I'm trying to know your name, I'm trying to know who you are. There's no time for all of that. And these are some things, little skills that would need you to learn, which is why we would leave the community, why we're building community. Because some people will say, I reached out to this person, they did not answer me. You now go online. All these leaders, all these thought leaders, they are snobs, they are this. No, they are not. You are the one that didn't know how to assess them. You are the one that didn't know what to do with the opportunity when you had it. Do you understand? And this is not the time that every evening you are sending them message. No. Have reasonable conversation. And one of the quickest way you can always get access to them is look at what they are doing. Look at an area of lapse and then offer to take care of that place for them. And offer to provide value to them in that. See, look at Mr. Alex. No matter how much you think, he's got everything covered. Look well. You would always see a place where you can say, okay, Sir Alex, can I noticed this, that. Can I take up this for you? Guess what? You get easy access. Very easy access. I don't do social media. I don't have that energy. It's just not my thing. So when the people comes up and say, ma, I think I've had somebody say that to me on several occasions. Like, ma, we see you, the things you do, you don't put them on social media, some of my trainings. And I'm like, okay, what next? I know it's supposed to be there, but I just can't at the moment. But you have all of my attention if you come and say, I want to manage your social media. I want to create your content that will go up. Before, you have me 100%, I deal with you. So when you come up to people that you're looking at and you think they have it all, look for an area of need. Sometimes it's even an area that they don't even know that they need yet. So I'm not speaking on anything particular. I'm just touching on a whole lot of things, right? As I bring the conference to a close. That's another way to reach out to these people. So I was telling you about people who come and say, my mentor, and I say, okay. And then I sit back and I watch. The person who is saying, my mentor me, I put up a post. You will not like. You will not comment. I put up an event. You will not be a part of it. You will not share. You will not reach out. I put out the call for volunteer. You will not share. You will not volunteer. And you're telling me mentor you. Mentor you as per what? So when you reach out to people and you say mentor me, how do you expect them to mentor you? Like they're supposed to come and sit down with you every day. Mentorship is that you have close access to them, and then you can learn from their life. You can learn from the things that they're doing and all of that. That's how people mentor you. And then as time goes on, you can now ask personal questions because you begin to build a personal relationship. Your mentor is not a person who knows you from a distance. Your mentor is a person who knows you in and out. That is as I am now. My mentor knows that, okay, at this time, SOI has a conference. Do you understand? The person I call a mentor. And so when some of you now reach out to people and say mentor, if they don't answer, you say they're too deformed. No. The relationship between a mentor and a mentee is tested. You can reach out to a person and say, mentor me. For 1 year, the person is still observing you to know if really, do I want to throw my weight? Do I want to come in Do I want to allow this person to? I'm telling you, as much as the year, the person can still be observing you. You can be having conversations with them, they are saying okay, but they've not opened up to you fully. They are still observing. They are still observing. They are observing. They are observing you. You see, they'll put out the program. You know, go pay. They'll put out this. You will not. They are observing you. These are some little Obasanjo say, these are some little things that people are looking out for. That makes some of you don't even know how to make use of the opportunities when you get them. When you get them. I was talking about not allow see finish. Make you, no go allow see finish. Make you no realize the blessing that's just next to you because the person are your classmate or the person are your age mates. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't look down on people. I had an experience when I went out to train today. I went for a business clinic, right? I had an experience. I'm just going to share that experience with you, and I hope you can learn something from it. So in my community, I have a friend, I have a young friend who, there's this person that we had worked together before on a professional ground, right? And then by the time we finished that job, we all just did apart and all of that. So some weeks back, they reached out to me and said, oh, how far we need to gist? I'm like, okay. So down the line, somebody told me, oh, this is it, this is that. I'm like, congratulations and all of that and blah, blah, blah. So today we're talking and then we mentioned some kind of conversation. While we're talking, we had some kind of conversation. And in that conversation, that's what I'm telling you, don't allow see finish. Don't look down at anybody. In that conversation, somebody mentioned a particular role, right? And we were looking at, oh, okay, so this role, they're going to pay in foreign currency. And I'm like, okay, this person should be getting about 3 million or thereabout for this role. 2 million, 3 million, as the case may be, depends on the exchange rate. And the other person I was talking to was saying to me, for waiting, they're not going to pay that kind of money. Me that I'm talking and giving that analogy, I have a back end information that this person does not have, right? So I now said casually and said, hey, so and so person reached out to and wanted somebody to help with also help them do something or help a person. So because this is online, I'm trying not to go into so many details, but I'm really hoping that you can pick these old not go see people finish because they not show you. Do you understand? Because they are not seeing some kind of, So the person now, and I told the person that, oh, so as a person reached out to and wanted somebody to help them do so and so. And the person was like, oh, okay, the opportunity, right? It was a very heavy opportunity, right? But because this person has quote and unquote this kind of see finish syndrome that makes you size a person up. You just size the person up. You assume that if this person is so and so, yeah, he's supposed to say they do. They forgot, he did not take note of what the person was saying. Now, let me give you an example. Somebody comes to you and somebody says I should teach them. Somebody is referring somebody to me. So I'm going to ask you people now. I say somebody is referring somebody to me. They want me to help the person fill an application for instance, Chevron scholarship. What does that speak to you about the person that they are reaching out to? Can I see in the chat? What comes to your mind? If somebody walks up to you and say, somebody sent somebody to me and says I should help the person fill the application for Chevron scholarship, what comes to your mind? If you're still here, let me see. Let me see how much we can think or how much of problem solving skill or listening skill we have. What would you think? Because I don't want to keep us here for so long. Guys, can I get response? What comes to your mind? I would have thought that normally it means that you probably have passed through that phase and you are in it or you got it. That's why they are telling you to help somebody apply for the same thing. True or false? No, not because the person is not competent. You are serving as a guide. They didn't say do it for the person. They have said guide the person. Peace. So if I'm saying that to you, what comes to your mind is the person that you are referring the person to must have been somebody who has gone through that process. That's why they have the experience to guide another person through it, isn't it? But the person I was talking to forgot because you had sized people up and did not remember that part. And then just talked down on the whole opportunity, talked down on the person and everything. I didn't know how to say, wow, that's why you will be here. Now, guess what? The person in question is happy that, oh, because you have a job, it's a good one, where you are being paid about 300,000, 500,000. But the person who is talking to you, who is not looking at it, is having a job where what you are earning what they are earning in a month, because they don't look it yet. Not even yet. They just choose to be calm about it. Can pay you your salary, 300,000 for the next 15 months, and they will still have change. What they will get in 1 month. That's one. The person you are idolizing now because they have a job that is, we're looking at about 2-3 million. The person in question still, what they receive in a month can also pay that person's salary at least 2 times, 2 months' salary, and the person will still have change. Why am I telling you guys this story? What you know is what you know. When you're having conversations with people, listen. If you have my other number, you'd have seen my status today. Listen. People reveal a whole lot of things through words. No matter how much people try to keep certain things, they will throw it out one by one in words. And because you are not able to listen and see, you won't know what to do with those people. You won't know how to reach out to them. You won't know how to manage them. You will talk certain people down. Meanwhile, they are the key to the next phase you want to get into. Are we together? Do we understand? So what will happen is, officially, I'm so sure you guys have gleaned a whole lot from the conference. I know a lot of people are having network challenges and the ups and downs. They're joining and falling out, joining and falling out. We'll be leaving the replay on the channel, right? And then we encourage you guys, go back, sit down and learn again. Sit down and learn again. Somebody who joined this conference have sent me a message. Pull the videos down and then package it and sell as a course. Of course, we can do that, but that's not the route I want to go with this conference. Except if the people who has the opportunity decide that, oh, they want to abuse it, then we'll do that. And then another thing we're going to do is the last year's conference, Skill Sprint conference. We're going to pull all the videos. They are in another channel, and we locked them. So it's not like this one that I opened. We locked them, and then they were up for sale. But I'm going to tell them to pull them down and upload them to this channel, and you guys will also have access to all of them for free. We're looking forward to what you would do with this knowledge. We're looking forward to what you would do with this opportunity. And trust me, my greatest fulfillment is not the fact that we had the crowd here. It's not the fact that you are typing through and all of that in the chat room, which is good, right? Serves as inspiration, encouragement for the speakers and all of that. My greatest fulfillment will be seeing you genuinely putting all of this knowledge to work. And that's why I said one of the problem is not usually a problem of knowledge. There is also that problem, at least for this in this community, for what we are dealing with right now. It's also a problem, but it's also a problem of execution, right? So I will be in this thing. That's my community, and I'm sorry, Disclaimer: if I want to work with people and I put my mind, I am very intense. My volunteers will tell you, those of them here who are volunteers for this organization, they will tell you, I'm very intense, but I like to get what I want to get. In fact, I'm more Victoria Wana, I'm sure a lot of you know her, Elijah Otto, Duke, and the rest of them. In 2018, they were my mentees. They were like young protégés. Victoria was my protégé, right? And all of that. When we did Bini Renaissance, which was a physical event, they organized that event in 3 weeks. I am that intense. The people who work with me, they have to find a way to learn. You can tell me about something and I will just be doing what I don't know. 1 hour, 2, I'm like, oh yeah, get up, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. You can't necessarily work with me if you are not up to the task. And that's part of what Frida was saying to you guys yesterday: the diligence, the dedication, the ability to stretch. The relationship between you and your mentor is the most stressful relationship you can ever think about. Let me tell you. So when I see people who have mentors and you assume that your mentor is your paddy, your mentor is not your paddy. We can be like that is you can be so close to be my friend, but if you don't set the boundaries, you will lose out. Do you understand? You, the mentee, if a mentor brings you in so close, maybe, for instance, I'm a single girl and I'm mentoring somebody who is a single lady, and sometimes I say, oh, come to my house, come and spend the night. Oh, go to my kitchen. Oh, go and do this. And sometimes you sit down and just gist. Oh, really? So that's the person asking here. Oh, that's fine. If you don't know where to draw the boundary by yourself, because I've brought you in that close, you coming for mentorship, you are the one that will lose out. Because see finish, we enter. And the truth of the matter is, if you really want a person to mentor you, they need to be able to expose you to certain weaknesses of their life. You know why? Because you are seeing them as superhuman. You think they don't have weakness. But if they really bring you close, they allow you see their weakness and allow you see how they push through regardless of that weakness. So you know that as human, we have frailty, but the frailty or the weakness does not stop us from doing what we want to do. For some of you, by the time you begin to see that part of them, say, hey, that lie. Now when you won't come at night, they touch. You don't know what they go. I'm sorry. I don't know if we're learning, if we're getting anything. Are we understanding? Are we making sense or learning from anything that I'm saying? Why am I saying all of this? It's because we're going to be exposing you from time to time to individuals. For instance, the Beyond Schooling Conference kicks off next week, Thursday, and it's going to run for the next 4 weeks, right? Next week, Thursday, we'll be here again by 7 o'clock. The Beyond Schooling 1.0 series. We're going to have 4 series. It is in one of those series that I'm going to take a session with you guys. And what I want to do to you in that session, I just want to let you know certain things, right? I just want to let you know certain things about life. I need you to be able to, because some of you have heard certain things and you probably are not in that place yet. And somehow, maybe because of time, if we don't break down those concepts even more, they may even do you more harm than good at the moment. That's why I liked when Tosin said, certain truth, certain quotes, and all of that feels like they're cast on stone. You need to know where you are at that point to know what is working for you at any time. Do you understand? While I coach people, while I work with people at different levels of life. And so what I would say to a mentee that is at this level is not what I would say to a mentee that is at this level. Do you understand? The quote that this one can understand and run with, if I say it to this one and I'm not there to guide, it will destroy this one because this one does not have the capacity yet and is not at that place in life yet. I don't know if you get it. And that's the importance of a coach. That's why Tosin was saying to you guys, your coach is with you side by side. Your mentors just tell you, yeah. You know, your mentor stretches you. The relationship between you and your mentor, if you have a mentor that's genuinely concerned for you, that relationship, sometimes you will cry. Let me tell you, you will cry. You will ask yourself, who sent me? Okay, I don't want to do again. Is it by force? It's okay. Don't mentor me again. But you know, wisdom is you will have that conversation in your heart. Knowledge and understanding is even in that your anger, you will not show it to your mentor. You won't show it. Now, this is quite intense. This kind of mentorship is intense. That's why you need to take your time to pick a mentor. Don't get a person who is a people user. No, don't. Because if you do, when we talk about this kind of level of loyalty to your mentor, that's why you see people who fight it. Is it human worship? Is it this? No, it's because you really didn't have the right mentor. If you had the right mentor, it would, let me tell you, it almost look as if you're losing your senses. As a matter of principle, with my mentor, there are some decisions I will make. I don't go tell them, the kind of away game, But when it comes to reality, do you understand? That thing is submitted before them. Maybe let's just turn this like I'm trying to talk to you guys about mentorship, because you're going to be exposed to some of them soon. Let me use, if you're still with me, let me use 10 minutes to run you through, because I've been touching a whole lot of things, but let me just stay on mentorship. Let me tell you a little bit of a story. When I met my mentors, I was already doing what I was doing. I was already talking. I was already having sex conversation with secondary school students because I was a teacher as a then, right? So I was already speaking. When I met my mentor told me, so that's another thing you must do. You must allow your mentors liberty to be able to say certain things to you, and they are sure that you will run with it. And let me also tell you, the fact that your mentor suggested it to you does not mean that when you enter that road, it's always going to be smooth. That's where your loyalty will be tested, because that's the point you now say, I be not want to do more. Now my mentor say make I do am. No, you are not ready yet, because until you are able to own that decision, you won't push through it. That is, you will own it. That's what Frida was saying to you guys yesterday. The discipline to stay, the passion to stay through, whether it is good or bad. I may not be able to share all I want to share with you here. So maybe I'm not even really going to this topic of mentorship. In my session, I will talk about it. I may not say anything. I will just run you through my story of how I got to where I am right now. Let me shock you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I don't used to like to put this online. I'll find out from them. No, I won't say it, because this is uploading immediately. It's uploading immediately for security reasons. I wouldn't say that. Maybe on the group, one of these days I can just mention it, right? I may not be one who shouts so much, but these days I'm learning. Maybe from next year I'll learn to blow my trumpet very well. But I look back and I realize that, I've consulted for organizations, including if you know USAID. I just mentioned that trained professors of Cardinal Business School, right? On what did I go and train them on? Business skills, entrepreneur. Yet, this is a business school, just like you have Lagos State Business School, that people can pay how much. I had to sit these people down, professors, to train them on certain models as regards business skills. SMIDA, members of SMIDA at the federal level, because that training happened in Abuja, right? USAID, World Trade Organization. Let's stop there for now, for certain reasons, right? All of this fits, right? It's because I have a mentor. The journey may not always be smooth at the beginning. That's why you want to have a person who can look at you and tell you, go this route. And when they tell you go that route, you need to own it. You must own it, like you are the one that made that decision. And when it backfires, you stay on it like you are the one that made it. I'll talk to you about spirituality. You know, everything will just talk to you about spirituality. And if you looked at the speaker, you see that it kept repeating itself. I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, I'm this. As Alex was talking, was quoting scriptures. Peace was taught, Roots, as she was talking, if you hear her very well, you hear, oh, I was so and so background, I grew up like this. There are certain heights you may not be able to attain if you do not have a spiritual foundation. And like it or not, whether you want to say you're an atheist or whatever, you are a spiritual being. You are a spiritual being, whether you admit it or not, right? No man rises to the position of influence without help from spiritual forces. Now you can't know the forces that you want to get help from, good or bad. But no man rises to the position of influence, of authority, without the backing of spiritual forces. None. So as you're journeying through school, so two things. You guys, you can put it in the chat room, those of you who are in the community, so that I don't forget. Just tell me that, Ma, you said you want to talk to us. Remember, I've talked about spirituality. I said I've talked to you about spirituality. You say you also want to talk to us about mentorship, how to go through mentorship. And then you say you want to share your story about your schooling, right? Some of the opportunities you thought you missed while you were in school. And lastly, you want to share something with us about schooling versus education. Please don't forget. Just write them down. You can post them in the community so I don't forget, because I always have a lot I feel, oh, this person should know. So just remind me that these are the 4 things I said I want to talk to you guys about. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to appeal to you. I want to say thank you for staying through. Those of you who came in from day 1, day 2. I want to again appreciate those of us who came in from Abuja, who joined in from Nasarawa, from Cameroon, from Lagos, from Delta State, Kogi, Benin, Ogun, Kano. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to us doing this again and again. All things being equal, the project manager is here. Maybe the other session, the 2.0 of this same Beyond Schooling Conference, will happen next year. We're looking at maybe May next year. So if you want to join, you want to be a part of those who's going to make it happen, just in the community, just put there, I'd like to volunteer for the next session. You can already start the planning. I don't know how to micromanage people. You already seen what happened. You already seen the learnings. Begin to make plans. You guys are just going to be in the group and already start making plans for next year. Let me know what the plans are. Let me know the bills. Let me know what it will cost and all of that. And then we'll begin to work towards it and all of that. But next year, we'll be having a physical conference strictly for ladies. The Woman Identity Award, maximizing singlehood for ladies. It's not going to be free anyways, but we're going to have a program. So you want to be a part of it, feel free, hit me up for starting planning for that. I'll just allow us enjoy Christmas. By January, we kick off with planning, because that program needs to hold for April 12th, right? So guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yesterday, I asked us to send in our video testimonials. Only one person did, and that's wrong. Only one person has sent in their video testimonial. So please, I know it's been wonderful. I know it's been insightful. Put up posts and send me your video testimonials. The media team needs it to be able to create a collage or something. So if you know you send me a testimonial, please indicate in the chat now. It doesn't have to be long. You just want to tell me how this conference has been. Chidima says, yeah. Are you sending me a testimonial, Chidima? You just want to tell me what you've learned. Not just what you've learned. Oh, if you had known this before, I'm grateful for this opportunity. Maybe if I had known this before and all that, just put it, nothing more than a 1-minute video, 1 minute, 30 seconds max, and send it to me, please. And I look forward to wanting to connect with you guys. I look forward to connecting with you. We really want to connect with you guys, right? Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, like our channels, and subscribe to it, right? Gratitude seizes the tongue. No, please, we need your tongue to be open now, because we need it. And if you know what a program is, you know that these are the feedback that encourages people to want to do more and encourages others to be a part of it. Are we together? So thank you so much, guys. It was nice doing this with you. See you in the 2.0 of Beyond Schooling Conference. Meanwhile, the organization would always be having lots of virtual conferences, and you would be the first to know. So thank you, 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 thank you. So that will be all. Officially, we're bringing the 1.0 to an end. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. We've been here for 3 hours. It's exactly 10 o'clock. Thank you so much, guys. To have a beautiful night rest. If you're still here, I don't mind seeing your comments in the chats and all of that. So thank you. Daniel, is Daniel still here?